never going to see the Riptide coming, all right? It'll be completely dark horse.
Yes, I'm
I
sure.
mean, Riptide is always under people's radar.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
so,
radar.
Guys,
when are we going live, Josh? Are we almost
we
in?
We are already live.
oh shit!
Oh shit!
Mum's the word. Mum's the word.
Okay.
Right.
Hi, Chad.
Welcome everybody to the TheCardGuyz tier list for Pro Tour Las Vegas. We did this once live, and it was good fun. And well, we thought, hey, if we can get everybody together, might as well just make it live. With me today, I got my handsome and knowledgeable and talented cardboard brothers with me. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing quite good. Quite good.
And
it's okay.
We're all gonna be at PT Las Vegas, so this should be
Yep.
This should be a good event. I mean, I know Vegas. Some people don't really like going to Vegas, but I like going to Vegas once in a while. I think it's fine. Anyways,
treats you well.
Yeah,
except when it doesn't.
Yeah. All right, let's break things down. So we have been using this layout for quite a while now. We have on the y-axis up and down, we got the viability of the deck. This is basically how strong are the cards. Do you have Codex of Frailty in your deck? How strong is your card pool? And are you positioned well in the metagame? Just because a deck has a lot of good cards does not necessarily mean it is in a good position for the meta. But in general, better card pool equals better position. So we have those from S down to D. And then on the x-axis, we have our meta share, because simply knowing what heroes are in what tiers does not actually tell us a lot. In the past, we used to just, put things in S, A, B, C, D tier and then just call it a day. But here at TheCardGuyz, we are better than that. So we're going to give you more information. So on the x-axis, we have the meta share. Now, we did get some feedback that, hey, they're 9 and 18% are a big difference. However, I think for this PT, I don't know if we're going to get anything close to 18-20% like we did in the past. So I think it's okay just to kind of leave it in this traditional 5x5. All right. So for those of you in the chat, we are basically going to be popcorning around the guys, but we'll also, once in a while ask the chat to vote on or to pick a hero. I can't exactly set up a poll because there's only 4 options. So, and if you're watching the VOD of this, well, you guys missed out on some good content live. So, all right, let's start off with, establishing a couple of pillars. Generally, what we like to do is we like to pin down the default aggro deck of the format. And that generally is, I know Nathan is not here, but Nathan often likes to say, nobody should be playing the second best aggro deck. So what do we think is currently the very best aggro deck and will have the largest meta share?
And that's Ocilio.
Ocilio.
But Dash.io.
And Dash.io?
No,
okay. All right,
I don't think it's possible for Dio to have enough percent.
All right, we're gonna have to tackle these one at a time. So I presume by Ocilio you are meaning OG Ocilio. So OG Ocilio, we saw this breakout at US Nats and has had a pretty good performance in the national season. Predominantly 2 builds. I guess there's like a hybrid build as well, but basically there's a spell version and there's a counter burn version. I don't know if you consider them the same thing, but there's those 2, and then there's the Gone in a Flash deck version. Let's first talk about what version of Ocilio we think is going to be predominantly played at Pro Tour and why.
Personally, I think you need to have a game plan for both, because I've even seen smatterings of lists that are mostly arcane, but don't bother with Stormstriders and have a setup where they'll still try to have a 24-point Gone in Flash turn.
And vice versa, I've seen builds that are primarily aggro with all the attack actions, but still contain a few arcane flares and some sigil making, so they can do a big spell combo to help close games. So it's a mixture of both. That said, you can probably expect there to be more focus on the Gone in a Flash style decks, with the caveat that, so I think that's what I think everyone was like expecting kind of coming into Shinjuku, and then Acilio kind of got dogged on in Japan. So whether or not it's going to be a bit of a Kano situation where suddenly we're pivoting to try and like dodge the people's sideboarding and what everyone's expecting, that remains to be seen. I would still expect more Gone in the Flash style Acilios, which would qualify more as an aggro deck than like a more like mid-range / combo deck, even though it does rely on like a big combo.
Okay. Is this a Kano situation where if you respect him, he goes away, and then you don't respect him, he shows up, and then there's that whole loop?
The arcane version, yes. The Gone in the Flash version, not quite so much. Yes, you can bring in specific tech for him. If you're prepared for it, you can significantly improve your matchup. But I don't think you can like fully flip a bad matchup necessarily if you've got one into that deck.
Okay.
You can bring it pretty close. And maybe you can like even make it a little bit favorable, but you're not gonna like say, okay, if I bring this set of sideboards, I'm like 75% favored into this Acilio deck now. I don't think that's possible.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Acilio's matchup spread, because this is something that we're gonna have to. I mean, this when we talk about meta position, this is the important thing. So, what was traditionally Acilio good against, and what was it traditionally bad against?
With us forking, we always have to fork the discussion. Just assume we're talking about the Gone in Flash unless we say otherwise.
Sure.
The Gone in the Flash deck is generally faster than the other aggro decks. So whether it's Syndra, Phi, those are like the ones you most predominantly expect to be following up on. But even things like Fang, which would be like kind of an aggro deck, Aurora. That one's got some other things, but generally faster, so you can expect it to be reasonably favored there. And I would say in general, I mean, that's kind of... I don't want to say that's all there is to it, but it's just a very, very good, pretty straightforward numbers deck. And if you are not a deck that is able to disrupt them or kind of put them off of that game plan, you're probably unfavored. And especially with Victor leaving, I feel like there's not a ton of disruption in the format right now outside of a couple key heroes.
Right, you have like Jarl and Pleiades, right? Your Guardian foils are who you're mainly worried about is Gone in a Flash Acilio.
And Dio with Null Time Zone specifically.
Yeah.
When they're able to find it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, even Mario, like, yes, they have disruption, but it doesn't always hit into the deck with so many instants. So
we also have decks like Ira, traditionally against the old Acilio, when he still had his lightning rod. A lot of the disruption from Ira was live. Now things like Erase Face, like I don't even know if you're running Erase Face as Ira these days. So
Erase Face has a little bit of game every once in a while, but sometimes it does nothing.
Sure. Okay, so all right, where do we want to put Acilio? This is a strong deck. Is it going to be popular?
Yeah, it'll be the top right of this chart for sure.
Okay, you don't believe that Syndra and people that are kind of going back and forth between decks are just going to end up on Fire Syndra? Those are
comfort picks for people. I certainly I expect to see a lot of them, which we'll talk more about get there. But I mean, even just looking at Shinjuku, right? There was one more Syndra than Acilio there, and Japan is notorious for having like more ninja players than other regions. So I would be shocked if there were not more Acilios than Syndra.
I think that trend is starting to drift, or it's starting to not be the truth anymore. Like that used to be the case. I think now you can expect to see a lot more variety in Japan. But anyways.
So
perhaps, but like, I mean, I'm still seeing, more Iras and Phis like in the top, 10 most represented heroes there.
All right, which
do you think he's going to be
even got some Katsus?
Yeah, do you think he's going to be one of those 10% heroes?
Who, Cilio?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
There's too many variants in them that people could choose to bring for different reasons.
I think there's actually going to be a little bit less than we originally thought, but I still think there's going to be a lot.
Okay, so closer to like 10%, not 15%. Sure. Worthy of S or A?
I think it's S.
I think it's S.
Okay.
The Gone
Yeah.
version just has like such a low requirement to do its combo turn. It's like, did you find Gone in a flash? Yeah, you had a giant turn. Did you just like keep drawing your 4 go-agains until you found your Gone in a flash? Yeah, you threatened 16 plus per turn until you got there.
Okay.
I think it's just really smooth. And then the arcane version, like if you board a bunch of D-reacts, you just lose to the arcane version just on turn 0.
Yeah, that's
actually
one of the most annoying things.
something. Yeah, well, something I'm actually wondering about is when we get to Vegas, if they're gonna make an announcement about like scouting in between rounds, are they gonna be like really like hard on people for like get out of the play area once your games are done?
That would be very
'Cause there's
interesting. Like that almost feel like there needs to be a rules set up. Like it should say in the rules that you should leave the play area at major events once your match is
they
finished.
have like asked people to do that before. I just wondering if they're going to be especially strict because there's going to be a lot of incentive for people to kind of like wander around once their games are finished to try and get a feel of what's going on out there.
I'll admit, I would love to know which kind of Acilio I'm sitting in front of before the start of the match.
Yeah.
But I was told at US Nats, I didn't go this year, but I was told that was in full effect. People telling you to get out of the play area if you're not actively playing. So I assume it'd be similar. I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put down. I know you guys mentioned Dio. Let's talk about Dio. So this is another aggro deck that is, arguably the premier aggro deck. So I mean, Dash hasn't changed for quite a while now. This is the consistent deck that is trying to boost and put items out, hit you with the gun, smack you with max velocity, draw cards with Cerebellum Processor and Spark of Genius. Nothing has really changed for several years, ever since they banned High Octane. It's a solid deck, has a decent amount of armor as well. There's some susceptibility to getting fatigued, but elite Dio players generally can pilot that decently. So what do you guys think about Dio?
I mean, you say solid amount of armor, but like only like Guardian and Warrior match on Mechanologist Fridge now, because they get 3 from the boots if they actually want it, 2 from the gloves, 3 from the chest piece, and 2 from the headpiece if they want to like go full Fridge. I think the problem with Dasha is she's hard to play compared to like Acilio. Yeah. The old Acilio, very difficult. New Acilio, gone slop. Like,
okay,
there's some comfort in there's some comfort in playing Acilio that you could pay more attention to your opponent's game plan now than you had to like your exact decks and construction going all the way down.
Okay.
Genuinely, if I could go back in time like a month and say, okay, I know for sure who's going to be legal and who's not going to be for PT, then I would have started prepping Dio, and that would be what, like, I think for a well-prepared, experienced Dio player, she could very easily be the best deck in the room. Now, because she is more difficult and it is harder to pivot onto her, she will be a lower representation than some of the other decks we're going to talk about. But it would be a mistake to not have a plan into Dio going into this event.
Is this the fastest deck? Is it like can this race Syndrify?
Yes and no.
Yes.
When it does its thing, it's the fastest deck.
Okay.
When it does it, it is the fastest.
It kind of like it.
But it can dirtle.
Yeah, it could definitely dirtle. Like you have 4-card item hands or 3 items, 1 attack.
No deck bricks like Dio bricks.
Yes,
we saw that like in the calling.
Well, I guess Runeblade, but it's
at least they block.
No. Those block too.
Like, you're right. They block. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. So, where do we want to put Dio? Premier aggregate.
Medium S.
Medium
is my.
She is on the cusp
now,
because at the end of the day, if you're an incredible pilot.
Now, I have to warn you guys, we are putting Eugene in S tier. I don't care what you guys are saying. Last time we put him in A, and then he top 8 of the Pro Tour. Okay,
And then he top 8 to the Pro Tour. Like, yeah.
So we only get, according to LSS, you only get 3 S tier heroes. So, you know, if we want to put another hero to S, we're gonna have to move things down. So, them the rules.
Okay.
I would feel more comfortable moving Acilio to A than I would Dio in terms of power level.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
We might have to move things in.
You know, I can see that. I can see that.
Okay, we'll put Acilio. You know what? We'll start a new trend here. Okay, so we'll put him
I think
here.
the pilot. I think the pilot
we'll decide
skill
where to
of
put
people who bring Dio will generally be very high as well.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the most popular aggro deck at Shinjuku. That was Syndra, Jokai of Retribution. Syndra has kind of changed. You know, she got a couple new tools from Omens and Compendium, so she's a little bit more consistent. Sometimes being able to banish that card, I forgot the name of it, but it gives you resources. It's pretty good.
Draco Fire?
Yeah, Draco Fire. Yeah, Draco Fire is
Draco
pretty
Fire,
nice, and she has, you know, the she now has like the tech for the Boots of Omnis Ward, and we've seen Syndra's running Blazing Yori to get advantages in the, you know, super aggro matchups where, you know, they can't break the chain. So we've seen a little bit of innovation there from Syndra. This is kind of the default pick for a lot of people in terms of aggro decks. So where do we want to put her?
Out of curiosity, what tech is she now rocking to negate Omnis Ward? You said something about that.
No, she has.
No, she's running Omnis.
He can run Omnis Ward into.
I mean, Omnis Ward is also
or
good
into the mirror
too. Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought there was some.
Yeah, the mirror tech is Yori plus.
Oh, they're doing what I'm doing as Phi. That's what I'm doing in the Syndra.
Yeah,
it's really funny because I think we, you know, must talk about both heroes in the same breath. Like I think they hold hands in the same tier and sharing about the same meta position. They probably both sit at the top of A around the medium representation. They probably kind of share each other's pool. Like
I actually think I agree with that. They kind of go hand in hand.
Syndra would be probably the most represented hero.
So the Draconic Ninja heroes kind of hold each other back because they have to
no.
Each other, or?
I think they enrich each other because they have different approaches. Like
yeah, they're a little different.
Syndra is very consistent with that one ping every turn. She has that inevitable one ping. Phi's got
constantly
this,
saying I'm gonna draw too. Like
but Phi's got this like, hey, at any point I'm gonna break Mask of the Pouncing Links and I'm gonna combo the hell out of you, and then you have to figure out, can you outlast me just doing like 3-3-3 into maybe some finisher at the
or just 3-3-3-1, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Phoenix Flame. They're very similar, and like it's just like their weapon difference is what really sets them apart, but they have advantages and disadvantages in their weapon.
Yeah.
Is this
blue count?
Now, I think this or Acilio are going to be the most represented decks at Pro Tour. Although we did see Syndra, we've classically seen Syndra for like ever since she got printed. We've seen her conversion rate be absolutely trashed, but people still take her to major events.
Well, it's so funny you say that because that rings true to what I've been watching. US Nats, I'm not even positive, but I felt like maybe it's because they performed well, but I felt like there was more Phi than there was Syndra at US Nats. Maybe I'm just wrong about that.
No,
but ever since
some notable outliers there. But...
Oh, really? Okay, never mind.
The
Well, the Phis did well at US Nats, so they really stood out to me. But ever since then, the numbers have just stayed significantly more Syndra. Like every event, I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to see a bunch of Phi show up," and I was excited about it. And it never happened. It never happened. There's always just a bunch of Syndra and like 3 Phis.
I feel like there's some small cult Discord that we're not in for Phi.
Well, I wish I was in it because I deserve to be.
Hey, send this guy an invite to the Phi cult.
Phi, invite me. I love you.
I'm leaning towards a large.
Yeah.
Yes, she will definitely be at least 8%. I guess she and Acilio are going to be close. I just think Acilio is going to have a slight edge in terms of representation. It'll be close.
Does like Phi just sit right over on the other side of medium? Because I think he's a really good hero.
All right, let's discuss.
I want to say he's similar to her power level. Oh, hello. No, I want to say similar to Syndra power level, aside from, you know, the explosiveness really sometimes stealing games. But just lesser representation. That's what every Nats and every calling has shown since his breakout performance at US Nats. Like, there's people who want to play him, but just smaller representation, similar power level. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I love him. I can't wait to play him in Vegas.
Remember when we thought he was really bad and then he won Worlds?
Never count him out.
There
Yeah.
is a floor for this hero.
And I'd argue he was kind of bad when he won that Worlds.
Everyone.
But hey,
He was playing against Icelander and cooked her. Like,
well, that matchup was always kind of okay-ish. There were some cards that helped.
If you had a blue on the right turn, you can do it.
That's right.
Um,
Or no, Belittle was banned at that point. Never mind.
All right. So what are some important Fi cards? I kind of want to use my card overlay feature.
Oh well, Art of War. The rub is Art of War and the
Draconic Art of War.
matchups. Draconic Art of War, I should say. And then
What's the name of it?
The most important card in the deck is Fire That Burns Within.
you know what's so funny? I kind of didn't like that card because it was so dependent on having a flame. But the more and more I play
It's
the
really
deck, I'm
good.
just like, this card rules.
yeah.
It's one of the most broken cards in your deck.
Yeah, it's bananas. When it draws a Lava Burst, I just I smile from ear to ear.
Yeah, in the past we saw one flame builds. Now pretty much you're on 2 or 3 flames, right?
And
I want to
because
say
of
they
this
were
card.
always on 2, but yeah, 2 or
this
3 is the staple now.
Yeah, this and the new Art of War for Fi are the reasons why you're running 2 and 3 flames in a deck.
Right. This
Well,
card
that-
Art of War.
And the Phoenix forms that you see cropping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally you see Phoenix for me and you get jump scared. Like,
I have a love-hate relationship with Phoenix Form because the three flame thing is never happening. But when it comes in for 5, go again. Ooh la la.
It's a lava burst. It's just a lava
Yeah,
burst.
it's a lava burst. Yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
And it doesn't
it's a
cost
lava
you-
burst with go again. If you're
Exactly.
like in the middle of the line, yeah.
Okay, let's
Maybe you should start playing Become the Bottle so you can copy your Phoenix Flames.
God,
Go watch the Compendium of Wraith showcase match. You'll see me doing that shit.
all right, where do we want to put Fi?
Medium.
I think he's going to be represented just because of how well he did at US Nats and we're a United States Space Pro Tour. I think he's in maybe a little lower in A tier, and it's only because he has to run Phoenix Flames. Almost every time I've beaten a Fi, it's because he drew a Phoenix Flame and no way to really convert it other than use it as a starter. Like,
0 go again.
Yeah.
That's the rub.
No
Phoenix
bugs.
Flames are incredible until you draw them naturally.
yes,
That's the trouble.
you desperately want to use your things to get them out of the deck and then your discard pile.
Just drop them naturally with Art of War and Fire That Burns Within, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, with your tunic counter up. There you go.
Sure.
Got him.
Yeah.
Alright.
Phi 2, when you hit with Draconic, you can tutor a Phoenix Flame.
Yes. God. Phi 2.0 is coming someday, huh? Anyways, though, let's move on.
All right. One of the new features here at the Card Guys YouTube is we are running on low latency on the streams. So there should be about a 4-second delay between the chat and seeing your chat appear. So for those of you in chat, I want to hear what you guys want us to talk about next.
Very cool. If we want to focus on chat just for a second, I saw some very funny messages earlier.
Sure. Why don't you? Were there some things you want to highlight? Why not?
There was somebody, Arena Pawner says, finally, the card guy's here to give me my opinion on Fab until my next opinion on Fab, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah, so we are the dolers of opinions here at the Card Guys.
And then actually, someone brought up something that I'd like to discuss. But before
Sure.
I go on that, let's look for another funny one. This actually isn't funny. This is also something that's worthy of discussion. Somebody was saying scouting warnings were giving out at Nats, at US Nats. There were scouting warnings. Now that's something I've never heard of. Did you guys hear or see any warnings given to players for scouting?
I don't see how they could enforce that unless they just said you have to leave the play area once you're done playing.
I assume that's probably what it was. It's like, hey, you can't be here right now. So it
It's
wasn't
not
actually
even-
probably a
it's not
true
even-
warning, but
even then, like, how do they really enforce scouting? Like, if you have like 15 people who are all decently doing well in a Discord group, by round 4, they've just from playing the players, they've scouted.
That's
most
true.
of
They've
the
kind of scouted already. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is all secondhand for me because I didn't witness any of it, but I did see some discussion online about trying to draw a distinction between you having like written down some notes that you've taken, like heard about things, versus you sit down, like you see your opponent and you like start messaging your friends like, "Hey, do you know what this guy is on?" That counts as like outside information being
definitely
granted to you. Like that I think there is a distinction being drawn there, but in terms of just like coming in with like some stuff pre-written down, you're allowed to do that with like your literal sideboard notes. And I think I don't think there is anything in the rules against that for anything else. I'm not a judge. I'm not 100% on this, but that was kind of where the discourse I had seen was kind of going.
As a more well-known player, I have definitely seen my opponents arrive to the table slowly on their phones. So let's just put it that way. I also have a funny story about at Worlds in Osaka, literally round 1, play against an Aurora. This is when I'm on the Jubil CYB cheese. And the guy was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of you, Josh. Can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, let's take a picture." He's from Singapore. And literally, when we finished the game, he gets on his phone. And by round 2, everybody in Singapore knew I was on Jubil CYB.
I see.
So,
I
like,
see.
it just happens. So, this is something.
We go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
something that just happens.
It's just something that just happens. Like, that's one of the downsides about playing Warriors. That a lot of the times you can get an advantage by people not knowing what version you're on. By round 2, round 3, everybody knows. Like, for example, in Yokohama, people knew I was on Combo Bolton by round 3. Like, he's not Raiden Bolton. He's on Combo Bolton. So, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, we've had one reply concerning this question. Someone said at UK Nats there was a spreadsheet going around. I don't know if warnings were given or if it's just a gray area, but apparently there was a spreadsheet of like, I played against so and so. This is what they were on. Which, like, that's crazy. I can't imagine like someone keeping tabs on like what each card guy is playing at a tournament. But I guess with Discord and internet messaging, that is a thing you could do.
That's why, like, now that when I build decks, a lot of times I wouldn't mind just taking my 80 and handing them to my opponent and telling them, "I don't think you can figure out how to beat me." Like, just construct your deck in a way where like they have to beat you, even if they have full knowledge. Because you're going to have to do that. You make it top 8, you're going to do that anyway.
That's the fun thing about Fi. It's like either I'm gonna find the combo and I'm gonna outrace you, or my mid-range plan is gonna work. And I love that I have different plans.
Will.
Huh?
You're on Control Fi now, right? They don't know what
Oh
type
yeah,
of
oh yeah,
version of
yeah,
Fi
yeah.
you're on.
Yeah, like
Kadachi,
Kadachi,
question mark.
Let's go.
That's right. Kadachi, Command and Conquer, right?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, that's how I start all of my deck building. I go 3 Fiddlers, 3 Sigils, Sync, Fate, Shelter. All right, I'm ready to go.
Until they release a hero that says you can't play generic.
Oh my god! Somebody at Kyle, I want a T-shirt that says 3 sigils, 3 shelters, and I'm ready to go. I don't know why, but that's so funny to me.
Yeah. If we're thinking about our next hero that we want to talk about, I think surprisingly the most common one has been maybe Valda. A lot of asks for Vincent already too.
All right, let's talk about Valda.
And I see this hero so much, and I see them not win so much as well.
It's interesting because you look at Valda, when her engine is running, you're like, how is this not the craziest deck in existence? Like,
yeah,
and then like 3 turns later, it's like activate Tectonic Pass. And you're like, that's why.
Guardian problems.
Okay, so Valda is now that Victor has left, Valda is kind of the most aggressive Guardian that exists right now. I
think she would be the closest analog to Victor. Yeah.
So a lot of the homeless Victor players are now, making seismic surges with Valda, trying to get their ley lines out and, string together dominated on hits, turn to turn to turn. This deck has a pretty good amount of armor, has disruption,
You say a
blocks
pretty good amount of
moderately.
armor.
I mean, the shield is
It has
the shield.
It has 17 armor.
Okay.
It has the most armor in the game.
Okay.
17 is crazy.
The shield takes it above and beyond.
Dude, I sit across from a Volta, and I have to kill a whole Blitz hero before I start hitting her.
but he's right. You do have to kill a whole Blitz hero first.
Yeah, you do.
She just comes into the battle with holding up a Benji in front of her like a shield.
Yeah.
Or a Prism, right? That's the 16 health hero.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah.
Just a young Prism.
Yeah, just a young Prism on her
That's the
left
wrong
forearm,
shield.
just
What's
taking
the shield
hits.
called
Like
again?
What is the full value? If you get full value, how much is that shield worth?
5.
Oh,
Five.
Testament
Five's pretty
of
good.
Valhai, I think.
Testament of
But-
Valhai.
The cool thing
Yeah.
about it is you could split breakpoints sometimes doing it, but
Yeah, that's
yeah.
really good.
It's basically 5.
Okay. Testament of Valhai is good. This is a hero that can convert most of their hands because they run things like E-Strike, they have Rouse, they have Pummel. So you give them tempo, they can probably convert it. This is also a hero that, in theory, is quite good into a lot of these decks that we've already talked about, because Victor was traditionally good into them.
Well, Valda doesn't, other than Spinal Crush, she doesn't actually have Disruption.
Boulder
So
Drop?
Yeah,
No?
Is she not running Boulder Drop?
Yeah, they play Boulder Drop. And they I wouldn't call put them in your place disruption. Sometimes it's actually like, wow, my opponent's hand better. Oopsies,
Yeah.
but it makes a lot of seismic surges.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the sheer amount of armor that aggro decks have to beat through. Like, they're not getting their on hits for like 3 turns, and if they're just getting their faces beat in the meantime, like she will, if she converts the way she's designed to, she can beat the decks that way.
She's also a beast in the Guardian Mirror. I don't know if you read these old one cards, but oh my gosh, do they have text against Guardians?
put them in
She
their
is
place
good in
has
the mirror,
decent text
you're
against
right.
Guardians too, because like even though she's not very good in fatigue based off of the general value in her deck, she put them in their place, and like Pummel can definitely get you in a place where you can win via fatigue just because of how many cards you make your opponent discard.
Dude, if you want to play 3 pulverize in your deck, Valda is the only hero that can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually think Pulverize is like the worst attack I see Valda's throw. Like, just throw things that dominate. Don't get a Pulverize stuck in your arsenal.
Yeah.
So she has her issues, but I genuinely think she actually has some pretty good positioning into this meta. She's just lacking the, I feel like she's lacking the oomph to like really carry home a large tournament.
I think
She makes my Art of Wars bad.
The issue with Valda is I'm not gonna say it's closing power. My gosh, she has insane closing power.
Yeah, closing power is fine. Yeah.
Everything between the start of the game and the end of the
And
game
the closing
is the problem.
Yeah.
The start is fine.
She
The
starts
closing's
with armor,
fine. It's
crazy.
the middle.
Yep. All her armor make her crazy at the start. She can cover on hits for days. And then at the end, if you're at 5 health, you're dead. But yeah, like I said, that in between, she could also just fall flat on her face sometimes. She just draws a whole bunch of seismic surge generators, and then she throws like a blue, like a cranial crush at you. Like
the absolute worst one is when you're facing Disruption as Valda, and you have to block down. You got your ley line on the board, and your only play is Tectonic Pass. Those are the plays that get you killed.
Oof. Yeah.
So we haven't seen like a large amount of representation from her lately, but I think she does, like, she is a respectable thing. I would not fault anyone for bringing her. I just don't expect to see a lot of her. I think the people who are Guardian Sands and prefer kind of the more defensive playstyle are going to default to other heroes.
Okay.
I think she's a low top of B.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see
Definitely low. I could argue between B and A, just because of that positioning, but I don't mind putting her in B either.
Okay. So these are all aggro decks. Valda is kind of a tempo-ish deck with a lot of tankiness. Is there any other heroes that are similar to this here?
I should mention, Valda does currently have the highest win rate on Talishar. Just
Yeah,
A lot of
reference.
people are
that is
playing.
true. But I think Valda has been that way on Talishar for a long time. This isn't a new thing. Valda really beats up on people on Talishar.
Sure, but she also had a respectable win rate across nationals. She converted well. You know, low sample size, but she did convert well in Shinjuku. So. As for what happened on day 2, well, that's a different story.
All right. I kind of want to keep
Do you guys want to?
the theme of heroes that are similar to Valda. Is there a hero that's
Uh,
similar to Valda?
I was going to say, do you want to keep up the Guardian theme and talk about Betsy? She actually had an
There was some
okay
requests for
performance
Betsy.
in Shinjuku.
Betsy is probably the closest, right? She's more aggressive, slanted, has a way better weapon. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, that log is very good.
Yeah.
Just gonna say hammer. It's a log.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. When you type in log, a lot of cards show up. Apparently,
It's called pile
Pile
driver.
driver.
Showstopper? Nope, pile driver. Showstopper
Pile
is the other one.
it's like backup protocol. I'm like, no.
What's the Pleiades weapon called again?
Moment maker.
Moment Maker. I thought it was Showstopper. Moment Maker.
All right, so
No, that's
pile
Bravo.
driver
Such a badly designed
alongside
weapon.
her hero ability, smacking people for 7. With
8
overpower,
or 9
8.
with tunic counter.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. I don't know much about this hero. I'm gonna let you guys discuss this hero because
I mean,
This
she's
here's-
got a floor
Oh,
of
yeah.
like 7 overpower, make a might and a vigor token. Like,
7
Make a white
overpower
gold.
turn is pretty good.
yeah, and a gold.
I mean, the ceiling though isn't that crazy.
Yep.
Although
Lower
uh,
ceiling.
Yeah, I guess that's
the
the
whole
rub.
the whole deck is this log. Let's not cap.
not drink them under the table or bet big.
No, CNC for 7 overpower and log are like insane. The most insane plays in your deck.
Yep, the drink 'em under the
Maybe you'll pummel
table
something.
is kind of like, did you
You
keep
can
it until
overpower a
endgame?
CNC?
Yeah, you activate hat. You activate hat,
Yep.
pitch a blue take tunic, go CNC for 7, overpower on hit, vigor might.
That's pretty good.
Good time.
Yeah.
Or you
good
got the hat hit last turn, so you can do it without tunic and have it be for 8.
That's right.
Or you could break multiple gold with the hat over and over and over again. And
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing. I think.
she's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
feel
think
like you
she's
get
better
a
than Valda. I think she'll have an even lower rep, though.
You think she's better than Valda?
interesting.
Interesting.
The weapon. The weapon.
Interesting.
Huh.
I don't think she's better than Valda. I think Valda's definitely better, but I could be.
See,
I think she surprised people coming out the gates, and then once people knew what was up, she got the tables flipped on her very fast.
I cannot comment on this in good faith because overpower is a fake keyword against my class.
I was going to say, overpower is
Yeah.
usually, for most of the heroes I play, overpower is a suggestion. Like,
Marlon's like 14 overpower. I'm like, all right, sure.
I'll
my
block.
Do it again. Oh, 13 overpower this time. Okay, I got you. Okay, so I do think that there's not enough. Like, even though she had a pretty decent showing in Shinjuku, there's not enough people and not enough time, I think, for this hero to be more than 3 or 4 people. So
Yeah,
I think
very
a
low.
US Pro Tour is somewhere between 400 and 500 people. So very low means like 3 to 4 people playing her, which I could see.
yep.
That seems reasonable to me.
Yep. B.
And very viable, so B. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, seems fine.
All right. Well, chat, you're gonna have to wait a little bit because now I'm gonna give these guys a chance to pick a hero. Andrew, you're first.
Sure, I think Gravy would be an interesting one to kind of talk about here because they've been on some ups and downs, and for the first time maybe since their release, I think they're on a genuine downswing right now. I think I mean, they still have a lot of inherent power to them, but I don't know that now's the time you want to be playing Gravy.
So-
You've seen this deck without remembrance? Oh my gosh.
Several things happened. Yeah. So Omens and Compendium didn't really give Gravy anything. Remembrance being banned means you can no longer send 6 to 10 conquer the high seas at people.
How'd you get 6 to 10?
I don't know. Sometimes you don't remember it's back.
Yeah,
full
sometimes
through.
your remembrance back. Yeah,
Whaler.
yellow instead.
Yeah. Anyways, so
Shit.
and I've noticed that it has become much easier to fatigue this deck as a warrior. I'm sure a lot of you guys have also noticed that as well. This is a deck that did not perform very well in Shinjuku. There was Evan that did pretty well, but ran into
There was
four
the one that got
Kasai's, and then-
ninth.
I mean, Kasai is a
I mean,
pretty strong
I th- I
counter
th-
this here.
I think he was 8-0, the Gravy Bones player, and then he matched 3 Kasai's or something.
Well, I read on Twitter.
matched
Apparently,
4
he
and
was
lost to 3 of
suffering
them.
from jet lag. He couldn't sleep the night after day one, so that affected him a bit. And apparently, 2 of the Kasai matches were lost due to his own mistakes. So, take that with a grain of salt. He was
Sure.
literally ninth, so pretty close. And 2 of the games were apparently, according to him, by his own fault, not because he couldn't have won them.
So
I mean, that's part of the problem with Gravy, though. It's a difficult deck to pilot. Like, to win the game in 50 minutes is actually a genuine challenge with that hero sometimes.
and traditionally, we always said that these aggro decks can just run them over. Spellcilio kind of just runs the deck over as well. Definitely on a
Dude, Acilio can just kill the allies
Dude,
on
if you-
its turn
if-
sometimes.
Even Gone
Actually,
Acilio can do this.
yeah.
If you look at like the top 4 decks we have on the tier list, he doesn't want to see any of these.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I still think a decent amount of people will bring him because this has been either the main or pick deck for a lot of people for over the last year. But I can't now. I guess we're gonna have to be spicy here. Are we putting him in like?
He's A.
I'm thinking I almost want to put him in medium B, like genuinely.
I wouldn't put him in B. He's still
Top
a
of
good
B,
deck.
he still does like insane things.
No,
Yeah, like,
he's
he
Golden
can
definitely,
do his thing, but
no,
like,
he's
even bottom of
definitely
A.
he's
I-
definitely A tier. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no way.
I want to take a stand. I want to take a stand and say this is not Gravy's time to shine. Prove me wrong. Like, go come to PT and prove us wrong.
I mean,
Three of them top 8.
I do think we're about to discuss, some very, very popular Kasai heroes that I think are like a brick wall for this deck. Like if you walk into a tournament with like 2 guaranteed losses or 1 guaranteed loss, like I don't know, seems a little sketchy. Damien, make your argument for why he's an A, and we'll kind of decide.
You say that he's like, we say that he's bad into the aggro decks, but you see constantly on stream like people just pilot this Gravy deck and they just kill him. Like, it's a bad matchup, but I drew my generator on turn 1 or 2, and you just lost the game anyway. I guess like he's still a very powerful deck. Like, yeah, sure, Remembrance got banned, but it's the aggro matchups. He still didn't lose anything. Nobody's playing Remembrance and a Syndra. I mean, this only affected his like really long matchups. People can adjust for it. I've seen it. Some people play like Last Ditch Ever and whatnot.
Okay,
So I mean, like they still A tier to me.
I think
but,
there are 3 heroes that we haven't discussed that are going to give this hero a lot of problems. So we have Jarl, Kasai, and Mario are all going to give this deck some trouble.
It's the main
Mario's
reason I think
debatable.
he's
We'll get
worse.
there.
It's because of the new assassin cards. Like the assassins just got so good.
Unmake the Underlings is a pretty powerful card. All right, chat. We'll kind of let you guys be the decider. Is Gravy A or B? All right. While chat decides that, Damien, we'll let you pick a hero.
Well, let's talk about Kasai.
All right. Well, good old Kasai. I think this hero has benefited tremendously from Prism and Victor leaving. Now, some people were of the opinion that Kasai was, good into Victor. I always felt it more kind of like a coin flip. Remembrance being gone is generally a good thing for this deck. The Raisin Army endgame is much more powerful now that Remembrance is gone. she's a powerful deck. She does powerful things. She is currently the highest living legend point hero. I still now I've gotten a lot of questions why I'm not taking Kasai to Pro Tour. Spoiler alert, I'm not. And that comes down to I don't like the Kasai mirror. First of all, I think that's a very, very, very volatile matchup.
It's really toxic.
You have Provoke, you have Blood Follows Blade, you have Blunton, you have High Current Currency. Like, here's the analogy I'll give you. So back in the day, in Crucible of War, Dorinthia mirrors were really good. And then they introduced Glistening Steel Blade, and my enjoyment of the Dory mirror plummeted. Crucible of War Dory mirrors were peak then. And I just think I just don't like the mirrors. This hero is very strong, though. It has the ability to fatigue. It has the ability to race. It can be built in many, many different ways. The deck is good. It is popular. It converts well. Sometimes you just don't click with things. So, yeah. What do you guys think about Kasai?
Good deck.
I don't think the deck has really changed. Like, you're right. Like, I think losing, you don't have to worry about Prism at all. It's kind of nice.
Yep.
I don't think the meta got especially better for her. I just think she's been a solid hero.
No, it definitely did. Like, Victor and Prism were terrible matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was Victor actually a terrible matchup, or could you not trying him out?
No, it was a horrible
I would
matchup.
imagine
you died. The Goldman Estates, they just killed you. They played Grip, Trounce, Test of Strength, and Goldman Estate.
Okay.
Died.
Grip is really good. That is like one of the counters to Kasai is Test of Iron Grip.
Yeah.
I think Kasai is one of the rare instances of a level 3 deck really showing up and starting to do well. Because when we talk about like who are like the most popular and most represented decks going to be, it's going to be things like Mario, Acilio, both of which are problems for Kasai. But then she beats like everything else you're likely to run into with passes LL. So it's like it's you pick her not to be the top of the meta, but to beat everything else, and that's like the definition of a level 3 hero. And it worked out for her. Like it's actually working out for her right now, which we don't see that very often.
And she has game into those heroes. Like if she draws the right hand,
it's not unwinnable.
Yeah, she's doing like 20-point turns and refreshing dynamos every turn.
Yeah,
and I say that she actually had a favored record into Acilio at Shinjuku specifically. I think that's part of it because the Acilios are trending more towards the Gone version, which Kasai has a way better time into than the Arcane. I think Arcane is almost unwinnable for her, which the popularity of Kasai is one reason people might pivot to the Arcane Acilio.
The only heroes that like really give you a hard time are really off the wall heroes like Teklovos and Fang. Other than that, she is kind of range queen. Tough.
Dude, Pleiades was like a 0% for Kasai when Millers was around. Yeah. I know Millers is gone, but like,
yeah, I think Kasai's can handle fatigue Pleiades now.
Yeah,
much better.
Much better.
I do think Elite Dios still have the edge into Kasai. I will say that.
She has no disruption, right? Like.
Yeah.
So you've got to beat Dio by numbers. If you can't beat Dio by numbers, then
That's a great point, because I'd like to say that Kasai is quite capable of fatiguing Dio, but generally speaking, like if you just let Dio play by herself, she'll make it pretty hard to fatigue. Like I could see that, yeah.
You draw 4 items and you go,
Okay, well, yeah, that can happen.
Hold on, you draw 4 items, you go, well, and then you do like 25 and then 32 in the next 2 turns.
Yeah, actually, sometimes that can be a good thing.
Yeah.
You get to super set up, like, yeah.
Kasai bricked on 3D reacts.
As long as it's not like 2 grenades. You don't want 2 grenades.
Okay. I think she will be one of the top 3 most represented decks at Pro Tour.
Yeah. She's definitely a large.
Talking about Cassie, can I wax about Cassie for a second?
Sure.
Kasai, I guess I should say. Let's respect her. I thought Kasai was kind of a joke for the longest time in Flesh and Blood. I think half of that was influenced by the fact that it was Josh's least favorite warrior, and because Josh is my friend and teammate. Whenever I think of warrior, his opinion kind of ranks above everything else. So Kasai, for the longest time, I was like, it's a joke. Kasai's the deck that my friends like, but it's not competitively viable. But I watched the Calling Shinjuku top 8, and I looked at the people who almost top 8'd and realized the things that knocked them out of contention were exactly Kasai. And then I watched the top 8 matches, and I was like, oh, no, it's time for me to respect this deck. This hero is doing things that are pretty powerful, not like explosive, but consistent, and so the cell swords. The cell swords are so good. Like that
Her
deck,
hero power is
watch out.
broken too. Her hero power is just absolutely crazy.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why she's probably the first to LL. Is her hero ability is one of the strongest in the game. All right, it is my turn, and our bottom quadrant is feeling lonely. So let's talk about Olympia. The 5-second TLDR is wait till August 7th.
yeah, right after Pro Tour, it goes from D0 to probably B or A, low or medium. Like,
What are you talking about? SS0 is where he goes.
I
Anyway.
mean, Donkey
Yeah.
is the greatest card.
the new weapon is insane, but until he gets that weapon, like,
And some of the other support cards.
Yeah, the Golden Grail is a amazing card. I haven't really theory crafted much, but just looking at some of the MPW cards, this hero is going to be a lot of good fun in August. So Olympia for Worlds, maybe. You know, right now D0. Something to say?
Go ahead and throw a Cilio 2 down there as well. Just get it out of the way.
yep.
Well, hang on.
nah.
Wait, I want to say
D.
a Cilio 2 is at least playable. Like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't play Olympia right now, but you shouldn't play a Cilio 2 because Cilio 1 is still live, but you could play a Cilio 2 if you're a
All right,
psycho.
I'm okay with putting him
D0
D0 because you shouldn't play him. Like, you should just
Yeah.
play
You
You
shouldn't, because there's a better choice, but he's playable.
I don't know. He's like A tier and limited, so I think we should put him there.
Okay, so there's no reason to play this hero.
Yeah, I guess there's
Really
not.
none.
The
That's
original
not
Cilio is
true.
just better.
The style points is why you play him.
He's not elemental,
But-
like, his hero power is not good. Like,
Aside from style points,
So-
there's no reason, Damien.
You can run Gone in a Flash on this deck.
you can, but you
Okay.
can't run. What's
Hey, that's like Codex. Yeah, put him in Lightning
I
Greaves.
mean-
Your deck.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can run Gone in a
sure,
Flash,
okay.
Lightning Greaves. You can't be lower than top of C.
Okay. Sure.
We've never put an assassin or ranger in D for a reason. All right, Thomas,
Okay.
your choice now.
We could go ahead and talk about Jarl because that's
Sure.
like who we've been playing.
Okay, so this is a hero that you've been working on for quite a while now. What?
Yeah.
Tell me about Jarl.
I like flat meta spread heroes. Again, for the exact reason I like my opponent to maybe know like my 80 or maybe my 78 and not know how to beat me. Like he makes you answer so many questions. He does the thing that Icelander used to do, where you think you have this machine that your deck is going to work all the time, and he goes, "Oh, that piece of equipment you like? Nah, get that out of here. Oh, that really tight resource curve that you rely on? Blizzard." So, I think that's really good right now. If you look at what we've already put into the large meta share and the medium meta share, like all these tight resource curves on a lot of these heroes.
I have been seeing this hero pop up on Talishar a lot. One of the most played heroes by far. And like you said, a single frostbite messes up a lot of heroes in the game, and a lot of heroes are very dependent on particular equipment pieces, so getting them blown up or disincentivizing them from blowing them up, because you'll get them frostbites, is a very, very powerful tactic. Damien, I know that you've been playing a good bit of Jarl as well. What do you think about Jarl?
This hero's broken.
This hero's broken. You played this at Nats. So what has changed since Nats?
Victor LL'd. What are you saying?
I mean, that was a bad matchup for you, or a good matchup?
It was a difficult matchup.
Okay, and I believe at Nats you were running Remembrance. So how has that affected
Yeah.
the deck?
Oh, dude, I feel so much better not having to play this terrible
Yeah,
mill and I'm dark.
dude, we only ran it to scam, right? You only ran
Yeah,
it so that you
dude,
could go
yeah.
clean 60, 3 remembrance, and try to, in like some matchups that were rough, you just play Oakenold every turn. Like that. But
That was
like,
it.
you don't need to do that anymore. So
Dude,
Victor
I
was one of
mean-
the ones you needed to do that to. So we got rid of it now.
I mean, the deck's really fun. You know, you drop 10 of Lake Prison, your opponent tries to take their tunic on Talishar, and they realize that they can't. It's really funny.
At least the CLF is not at instant speed, so I guess we'll take that.
Oh well, just wait one day.
One day, Jarl.
One day we'll get Icelander back.
Yeah, Icelander too.
Icelander
Let's
too.
go. I'm not gonna let that one pass up this time. I will be invested.
Yeah,
All right,
I will be playing
I
Icelander.
feel like this is probably medium S or A, but I know you guys are biased, so I'm leaning towards medium medium A.
I think he's S tier. Like, but I am biased, and Nathan's not here to put him in the C tier, so I can guarantee my top 8.
I think we probably have to put another hero in S tier over him, similar to Acilio, so he probably has to stay at A. But like Acilio, he's probably like top of A kind of ranking.
Okay. Is this hero gonna have more than 8% representation at Pro Tour?
No.
Maybe
he might get close to there, but he was only 5% in Shinjuku. He'll go up a little bit from there, but it won't be by enough to put him like over that cap, I don't think.
Okay, sure. All right, Will, you're up.
Well, we already talked about Phi, so I guess naturally we should talk about. Have we talked about Marlin? No, let's talk about Marlin.
All right, good old Marlin. Recently got a couple upgrades. You know, the new harpoons, cheating scoundrel. Any other cards I'm missing that you recently got that are impactful?
The new, well, you said new harpoons, but
Yeah.
the Arsenal one specifically.
Yeah.
That card's good.
Yeah, I believe that's the one that was it. Not bluefin. It's the.
It's a yellow harpoon that hits the
that
ocean.
was
I forget the
Pen.
name.
Yeah,
shallow
shallow
water.
water.
That was Pen. No, she just got another harpoon out of Omens though. It was like a blue one that lets you play your opponent's card, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, red lore.
I forgot about that card.
That is a harpoon.
It's probably being played. I just don't know. I literally have seen nothing about it, so I don't know about that.
It doesn't disrupt, and it's part of their blue base, so a lot of times it's being pitched, and it's more likely to be somewhere late.
What does it do again?
And you're playing Phi, so
it's a 4-power harpoon.
Yes, it is 4 power. That when it hits a hero, if you've cannoned, you banish a red action card from their graveyard, and you can play it until the end of your next turn.
That's hilarious because Thomas just said I'm Phi, so like I probably should have seen this do something, but I haven't.
But it doesn't disrupt you.
It steals a head jab. That's kind of okay.
Yeah, head jab that says if you have a draconic chain link before this, it gets go again in the Marlin.
Oh yeah,
it only. I was like, it does disrupt if your opponent has a disruptive red action in their graveyard. You get to play against them. Like you play against a Vincent and you call. You can't. You don't want to call a Vincent.
Like getting an E-strike is pretty good, right? Like,
very. Or like, I don't know, you.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's nifty, but the card is very.
You play their CNC, right? You get it's a blue harpoon, so you give it go again with the boots. You banish their CNC, and then you play the CNC at them. Like, okay, sure.
But
okay.
Besides that, I think Marlin is like ridiculously disruptive. And again, she's one of those heroes a lot like Valda. When her deck is doing the thing, sometimes you feel like you don't even get to play the game.
Oh yes, no,
but it's inconsistent. It's inconsistent with the disruption is the thing. Like she can present something every turn, but it's not always relevant.
The consistency is on the lower side, and I was just laughing about her a second ago. But no, Thomas is right. Like every once in a while, Marlin doesn't let you play the game, and it feels terrible, and then you lose. But on the other side of the coin, sometimes it just, it's not really affecting you and just run her over. So I want to say Marlin is kind of coin flippy. Like she can be very powerful, she can be very disruptive, and she can punish the shit out of you. Fi is very easy to punish. Certain other decks are very easy to punish. But sometimes the cards don't line up, and sometimes she runs into decks that don't care about what she's doing. Case in point, Josh's Dory. Josh was just joking about how like a big enough overpower, like Big Whoop.
Yeah,
I'll
you just
give you
block
my
with the card
reactions and I'll
that
block.
she's hunting for. Yep.
Yeah,
block
or
with the cards she's
yeah,
go fishing,
exactly.
and then you
Yeah.
throw your like
Or if you have
2-card
one
8 or
thing
9.
that her attack targets, you just block with that one, and suddenly her attack is just numbers. There's
Yep.
no disruption, and that's the rub. If you can turn her attacks into numbers and not disruption, you're gonna beat her. If you can play around her overpower, you're gonna beat her. And if her disruption doesn't line up, you're gonna beat her. And every once in a while, she draws a hand that doesn't play, and then you get to beat her. So there's a lot of things working against Marlon. But when the things do line up, I want to say she's actually pretty nasty. But there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Got a solid Dash.io matchup too.
All right.
Sure,
Where do you
yeah.
want to put Marlon?
This hero can't be good. I know dedicated Marlin players that have dropped the deck. There's no way it's good. All right.
I think
You
she's
did lose
fine.
one of your good matchups.
She runs Codex of Frailty, so she can't be any lower than B.
This hero is going to be like B very low.
Yeah, B low or very low. Probably very low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
She was good into Victor, but she lost that matchup, so
But
that was a
she
reason to
still
play her.
sometimes lost the Victor matchup. That's how you know.
It was favored for her, like by a decent
Well,
margin.
he runs block cards, and sometimes he just dumps a bunch of block cards and
Yeah,
then
right.
like hits you like. Or if
I
it
don't
was
know,
Scuba Victor, you just drop Warmonger's Diplomacy when they don't have an arsenal.
No, they try to throw a harpoon at you and arsenal a card with no golden play, and you grip them, and then they get time walked from your grip.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's go back to chat, and we'll have chat pick the next hero. And Will, Thomas, I know you guys are monitoring chat. Has anybody said anything that you want to bring up?
Well,
I know earlier a lot of people were talking about Binset, and I think we saw.
There was a lot of inset chatter. He's right about that. Was there any message that you spotted before that, Thomas, that you'd like to highlight real quick before we jump into Binset?
I mean, someone kept asking about Decimator. I think in chat, I mentioned that.
Sure.
A lot of the decks we've already talked about right now. Decimator struggles into because Decimator punishes mid range, right?
I was going to say, let's have a quick Decimator discussion if we can, just real quick, because I like to highlight some of the chat comments.
If you're a dedicated DGA deck, you're going to have trouble into a lot of these heroes that I'm looking at the top right. So this is not a meta game to do that.
You get smoked by Kasai, right? Like absolutely smoked.
Yeah. Fi has infinite damage. Jarl, unless you're like a dedicated deck with a lot of D-Reacts, I don't even know. I don't think you even want to play that matchup. Acilio, you don't disrupt, so that's going to be, they're just going to deal a ton of damage to you. Sidra kind of has infinite damage as well. Kasai, Raise an Army is going to be impossible to clear.
Ooh, yes.
The one thing, though, is that a lot of Kasais are skimping on their attack reacts, so they may not be able to make any gold other than by pitching riches, so yeah.
Well, you also haven't been like, yeah, just say you're a dedicated DTA deck, which means you play Stillblade Shot, and that means you play Tunic.
Yep.
And you can't tick it up because you'll get high kerned. So you have to pay for every Stillblade Shot in your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like that's not the move right now. That's from the outside looking in.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about Binset. So this recently had a top 8 conversion by Brody, and this is a deck that I've always thought, like, how does this deck lose? Like, when this deck is running me over, it's running me over. Like, they're just constantly pressuring me. They're disrupting me with call. They're, shadow puppetry is hitting, and it's just a lot of things that this deck does is really, really powerful.
It's so easy to make pilot error on this deck. Like, this deck is really difficult to play. You have to risk constantly. If you try to do clean, like throw a rune gate attack with some rune chance, the value on paper is really high, but like you're going to fatigue. So it's just very volatile deck.
That, and just like Dio and Decilio and some of these others, You sometimes just brick. You sometimes just draw a hand with no attack actions in it, which is something that you can't even try and fully optimize away, because if you do that, then you're running a too high a risk of not drawing enough like non-attack actions to help you actually convert your hand and make the power plays that let her do things. I was actually running a lot of hypergeometric calculations over the past couple days because I'm very interested in Vin's set. I think after PT, in part because we're likely to get a lot of new like Shadow Runeblade stuff to start prepping for, but I'm gonna be doing like a deep dive and trying to get good with that toolkit. But it's just like it is impossible right now to get the perfect ratios for her to like truly like optimize everything. So you have to make a sacrifice, and basically everyone has agreed you sacrifice, you play fewer attack actions. So you're gonna brick on that. I think we saw that happen to Brody at least once, and that ultimately may have ended up costing him that particular game. Just that one turn where he couldn't present damage.
I mean, yeah. This deck has good hands that get countered by your opponent's bad hands, because sometimes the opponent is forced to make the correct decision. You're just like, I need my arcane damage to hit, and the opponent's hand is bad, and they AB, and your turn is ruined, and it's very sad because that does happen.
Yeah, if you don't draw the shadow non-attack actions when you need to take your go turn, your deck is not good if your opponent drew a handful of blue.
Okay. How does Vincent
I
perform
think-
into this meta spread up here? Because
Okay.
this is pretty important. question.
You got win them and lose them all. Yeah, that's Vincent's a very high roll hero.
If it's an
got a
Arcane
lot of
Asylum,
inherent
terrible.
power.
If it's
Oh, yeah,
Arcane
Scour.
Asylum, Scour is so mean to Vincent. That's why, like,
There's
Vincent's more popular now that Verdance is gone, because Scour was gone. But now, if you sit across from a Cilio with a bunch of blues in their deck, they're like, Scour for 9? Oh, well, there went my whole board, and I have 5 blood debt and no rune chance.
Oh dear.
I mean, Vincent's a good deck. It's just
Good deck.
It is. Vincent's quite good.
It just has the
Deep
problem
Recess-
that Runeblade.
Deep Recesses of Evil, banish Cole, play Cole is so crazy.
It's such a good line. Like I mentioned before, I think the mark of a really truly excellent Vincent players are the ones who find the time to instead of doing like the extra free bit of disruption, set up some insurance for themselves against future turns. I think you have to be able and willing to do that and find the spots to do that.
I lost to Mara Ferris when she culled twice for nothing. She just had them there, and then she broke her book to make an Eloquence token, and did Funeral Moon in response, Cull in response, Cull, and made 3 action points, and then killed me.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I didn't have any cards left in hand. The Cull did nothing except make an action point,
which is pretty good.
All right, where do we want to put Vincent? Sounds like an A, but what meta share do we want?
A low.
A low.
I don't think she goes down from where she was in Shinjuku, because I think she is reasonably popular in the States. So I can't imagine going down from there. So I think she's going to be in the medium tier, actually.
So let's say 5%. That means we have to see at least 15 players.
Well, 3 to 8% is 15 players. About
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there were 20 in Shinjuku.
Medium.
Okay. Sure. Okay, we have done what you asked, chat. Andrew, pick a hero.
How's about we go for let's talk Katsu. Get another one of like the aggro decks out of here. Who people have like been looking at since Victor's LL.
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting deck. This is a deck that if you let Surging Strike hit, bad things are going to happen to you. And a lot of these decks, like Acilio, Syndra, they're not really interested in blocking Surging Strikes. So I feel like this deck has a very nice like angle into some of the decks in the top section. We've also seen Katsu, I believe Katsu won Australian Nats, so like
he did, yes,
and that's not a small Nats either. So, I mean,
so we were talking earlier about like what the fastest aggro deck is. I think like if he's getting his hits in, Katsu is the fastest aggro deck.
But he has to hit.
But he has to hit, yes.
That's why he's good into Acilio and maybe Syndra, but most of the other heroes can kind of outlast him. Like even Fi's willing to give up equipment to stop his on hits because his hands will convert way better than Katsu's will.
You have to be able and be willing to block one more than the power, because he's got so many +1s now that he can do.
Yeah. Tigering, Reflex, Ancestral Empowerment, Shurikens.
Yep, the
Katsu
Shuriken.
is
I don't think
better than
we haven't seen as much out of the Shurikens. I think it's mostly still been breaking
That's
scales.
true.
But yeah, he could be on Shurikens. But still, like if you are unpracticed, if you don't know how to block into Katsu, he will run you over.
He still kind of gets folded by like blocking a Surging Strike for 6 a lot of the times. Though.
It can be. It can happen. But like the thing is, even when he's not getting the hits, if you are not able to truly punish him, like you're blocking him, but you're not really punishing him back, he can still take the game long and grind it out, because Kadachis are very powerful for that. So, you know, even like the heroes like Kasai, right? Just because she can block him out reasonably and has the armor speed and has the stuff, it is not by any means a free matchup for her. So, is he the best right now? No, I still don't think so. But keep an eye out for him, right? He could surprise some people.
Anybody that brings Katsu to the Pro Tour is going to be terrifying to sit across from, because you know they are very good at the deck. Yeah. I'm kind of leaning. Yeah, I'm somewhere in this section here.
That's got to be low B.
Low B. Or very low B.
Do
you think there'll be more than 3 players?
No, yeah, it is. Well, would it be lower? I could see it go down to very low. I think he is one of the victims of the condensing meta of the Pro Tour.
Sure.
Yeah, why play this ninja when you could play Fi?
Yeah.
Fair. All right, Damien, what hero would you like to talk about?
Oh, we got a question in the chat. It said, "Is Hala on the list?" I don't see their icon anywhere, but maybe I'm missing something.
Hala is not on the list because we're not going to talk about Hala, guys. All right.
Who?
Who? I don't know what you're talking about. Damien, pick your hero.
Excuse me, who?
You know, this is the matchup I've had the most games into in the last week, I think, or so. We're gonna talk about Eugene.
It's funny, it's specifically him.
That is not where I thought this was going.
I've played Eugene like 30 times in the last week. It's actually quite a lot.
All right, so tell me about the position of Eugene in this meta.
Okay.
Eugene, he's got to be S tier. Representation is very low. He's a great pick for
we knew that, but you know, tell me more about it.
You know, he just like casts the Blood Rush, and he casts the Sand Sketch for the Blood Rush and doesn't discard it, and you just die, dude. It's like crazy.
He has a 1 in 6 chance of completely high rolling the bejesus value, and he has a 1 in 6 chance of just laughing and still maybe beating you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I have played against Eugene quite a bit as well this last week, and gone about 50-50 with him. So,
I mean, Eugene will do what he does best. He'll roll Scabskins, he'll hit a 6, and I'll go, trigger Skull Crushers, and you'll go, I'm dead.
My favorite part is I think Eugene makes the Rhinar community worse, because I don't think people can play Eugene's deck. And people try to
they cannot.
People try to emulate the deck, and I'm like, you watch him play compared to what other people do, you're not playing his deck correctly.
Yep. It was very funny. Like last time we put Eugene up here and we put Rhinar down here, so it's like there's a big gulf.
It's like watching people try to play a naive deck, right?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Rhinar as well. So I guess Victor leaving is bad, because Rhinar was one of the decks that could consistently clash with this deck and deal
intimidate, stomps down.
Yeah, intimidate, blocking cards, and all that. we did see Eugene smack around a lot of victories at Yokohama.
Yep.
Did this hero get anything new? I think he got the arithmetic
Did.
card, right?
No, he
I
got
thought
that
he
new
runs that.
card.
I forgot.
He got the
which
0
one.
for 6.
He
The
got
0 for
Barrel
6.
Instinct. That card's broken.
Barrel Instinct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy,
So-
what a card! Like,
Dude, when they hit a 6 on Scab Skins, they can always convert 3
dude,
AP
if
nowadays.
you've literally done anything this turn, this is free. Like,
Yeah, just looking at this card, I'm like, wait a second, this is like
I want to say
That
Rhino
card's
on-
good.
dude,
Rhino
how does
on
this
F.
block? How does this block 3? Like,
How does this, you should have stopped. You should have said, "How does this block?"
like, yes, dude. If
This
this
should
had a
probably
0
have a
block,
pearl.
dude. If this was a pearl, it'd be a 3 of in every Rhinar deck. Still, the card's nuts. Like,
Dude, I mean, Rhinar, on average, the games end with Rhinar in about 3 to 4 turns.
Yeah.
From both sides, he either kills you or you die as Rhinar in like 3 to 4 turns.
so
He's very fast deck nowadays, much faster than you would actually think he is.
So he's kind of asking you, hey, you got to deal a lot of damage to me. I have Flesh Bag, and certain hands are just gonna demolish you
Also-
because I rolled a 6 or
Yeah.
a 5.
I was playing against Eugene one time this week. He dealt me 18 damage on turn 0. I said, okay.
cool.
I was like, well, I will start the game at 22. You got it, bro.
Hope I get there.
All right,
And he goes, break Savage Sash.
where do we want to put non-Eugene Rainers?
I think the hero's pretty good. The deck
Actually,
kind of
the-
eats
the
itself every
hero-
once in a while, but
The hero is actually decently repped at Shinjuku, I think.
yeah,
I think it's low
no,
B. I think he's around
it-
Falda.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: despite everything we just said about his theoretical power, he just did not do well in nationals.
Yes.
Like,
Or
he
in
has almost
Shinjuku
no
either.
winning matchups. Or in Shinjuku, like it's not coming together for him.
I mean, Rhinar has the potential to win any game, but like, can he do it? It's like, do you do it? Is the question, right?
Yes.
yeah.
Did
I
you
think
embrace the
0 of
variance?
them
And
day
did
2?
it work for
Yeah.
you?
Dude, just like play Skull Crushers. If you play Gamblers, you're a coward. That's how it is.
Yep.
It does seem like Skull Crushers is the better choice, which is funny.
Yeah.
One day they'll print a Eugene C specialization.
Maybe Eugene will be.
Please.
Maybe Eugene will be the next brute hero.
Yeah, maybe. When Tough Nut LLs, we'll get a new revered brute.
Tough
Alright.
Nut LLs. Oh, that's years
Oh,
from now.
boy. Yeah, it could be a while. All right, let's talk a little bit about a warrior. Since it's my turn, let's talk about Bolton.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
this is a hero that I've gotten a lot of
Yeah.
requests for making updated content on because I made a list for or a deck tech on Combo Bolton for Yokohama. Currently, I think this metagame is quite hostile to Combo Bolton. Now, that is a minority in the community. I know a lot of people that play Bolton say that Combo Bolton is a abomination. So let me talk mostly about Raiden, and then we'll touch on Combo in a little bit. So Raiden Bolton has been consistently okay for quite a while, especially since Compendium gave him a bunch of new cards. Roaring Beam is nice. Blessing of Balana is nice. The new Blessing of Aegis card is also quite good. That one came out recently in Omens. And, cards like Duty Bound Blitz allow him to keep up with aggro decks. The issue with Bolton is that a lot of your value comes from people blocking you, and you just look at all these aggro decks in the top. They're never going to block you until you send Illumina, and then they will reluctantly block you and then move on to hitting your face. So you're just not fast enough. You're not consistent enough as Bolton. I enjoy playing Raiden Bolton, but I feel like you have to do something broken instead of playing a bad aggro deck. So that's where Combo comes in. Combo Bolton is quite decent against some of these heroes. However, Jarl is a issue because he can pretty reliably blow up your chess piece. A lot of these aggro decks, you're going to have to coin flip and run the more YOLO version of the combo deck. Gravy was always kind of an issue. You have decks like Mario, which are kind of a coin flip as well. If you're going to have to play a lot of Kasai's as well, then you're going to have to like go 50 minutes and pitch deck like every other round. It seems very, very annoying. So I think because of Jarl's positioned currently, you need to kind of hold off on Bolton. I still think he's decent though if you build him with combo. I expect this to be there were 2 of us in Yokohama, and I'm not playing Bolton in Las Vegas, so this could be B0, C0.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see no Boltons pop up. Like, Raiden is arguably playable. Losing Remembrance means you're like every time you play Luminous Ascension, you might just be fatiguing yourself.
That wasn't the Remembrance target. It was V.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
but I'm just
you only
saying,
have
like,
3 Vs.
Yeah, you only have 3 Vs. Like, your Lumina, your like best card, like actively eats your deck up. Like,
Kasai gets to run Kabuto, which blocks for a shit ton of damage. So yeah, it's
warrior on warrior crimes.
Yeah, and ironically enough, Bolton doesn't always run Kabuto into Kasai, so because you're normally running Warband. I'm gonna put him at B, unless you guys have other thoughts.
That's
technically playable, so that's a B.
Yep. All right. I do want to say after Mastery Pack Warrior comes out, there might be some goodies in there for him. And I will always look at these new cards through the lens of, does this break combo? As soon as I saw the blessings, I was like, hold on. Wait a second. This breaks combo. So, we'll keep an eye on it. All right. Thomas, pick a hero.
Okay, I'll use mine on a request from chat. Someone wanted us to discuss Aurora.
Okay. So New Aurora recently got a buff from the BNR. Skyward Serenade is back. And, well, if you love 0-for-4s, but you don't want to play Acilio or Syndra, well, have I got the hero for you? Or Phi? Or Dio? So,
or any other aggro deck in the game?
It's funny because I think I've played against this deck several times at Armory, and I don't think they've ever used their hero ability. Like,
they rarely do.
It's not a good hero ability. It's pretty rough.
The hero ability is Lightning and Ruin Blade.
Yeah.
That's the hero ability.
It's card pull and armor set. Like,
I think there are 2 circumstances under which you use her hero ability. One, you need to convert your hands to like discard a duality and use it to get your embodiment. Or 2, if you're running the end game loop with like Voltaris and Gone in a Flash and Ominous Excavation.
Are they on duality?
Yes.
Yes,
like you have to have a little bit to bail yourself out, but like
God, I've got Marvel dualities I need to sell.
It's like, imagine if Trot-Along costed 3. That's what you're kind of doing when you like play a duality.
You get an arcane. But yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
Trot-Along does cost a whole card, so I'm never.
It's kind of like it costs 3, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. No, Trot-Along costs 3. You have to make the flow and then pay 2 to destroy it. So something made the flow. Like, unless you pitch Voltaris.
I don't see a reason to play this hero instead of any of the other aggro heroes. This hero, though, is quite popular on Talishar.
Skirt.
She's good in Arcane Acilio. Like, holy crap.
Don't speak too quick on Aurora. Okay. As someone who's been practicing the aggro matchups in Flesh and Blood lately, Aurora is still a pretty fast aggro deck. At the end of the day, she's throwing a lot of 0-for-4s at you. Like, it's not incredible, but by no means is it bad. If you are not this tall to ride, she's gonna run you over. Don't get it twisted.
When her deck is doing her thing, the reason why she can win out is that she's breaking the math because her stuff's actually mostly 0 for 5s when her deck is like running smooth.
So you're
Arc
referring
lightning,
to
baby.
the thing that pings you every single time you have go again?
Well, no. Some of the things are like if it's coming in with go again, it's coming in for 4 and has a ping if it hits, or it has a ping when you throw it, or like just on and on and on.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw a lot of poor performances from her out of nationals, but she is a newer variant on her. Her card pool is different, so I think there have been some growing pains, kind of getting her tuned and figuring out like where she fits into the meta. Especially with Saturday coming back. Face Purgatory is a messed up card.
Yep.
And any deck with access to face bears some respect.
Yep. She comes from a long line of good Rune Blades, right? So we will see. We'll see.
So I don't expect to see a lot of her unless there's some
that being
secret
said,
or a
it
deck
is
that's broken.
It's the weaker of the Rune Blades we've seen, so you can probably put her somewhere a little low. I just wanted to say, like, she doesn't suck. She's a hero. She can kick your butt. Watch out.
Imagine being worse than Vincent. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't be. It's either low or very low. I don't even know that she has like she's okay. She's got enough juice to, like, contend with the B tier heroes, so I'd put her somewhere around there. There's not a lot of reason unless you are specifically countering certain things in the meta that she lines up to, like some of the Acilio decks, and like maybe if there's a deck that's particularly vulnerable to face or something.
Okay, I think we can put her in very low.
She can go in the flash combo. She can do that.
Yes. Okay. Will, your choice. And then chat, you're up next, so get ready.
Will, you're not getting any sound through.
All right, I was muted, but I want to talk about Slippy.
All right. It's actually kind of funny that we're talking about this hero before the others.
And Mario's great, but let's talk about Slippy instead.
Okay, so Slippy is, I mean, you're giving the other Arachnes a hero ability, I guess. Now, how popular they're going to be, I don't know.
That's the rub.
Yeah. This deck is disruptive. They got a new card that allows them to go 3 wide, which is quite nice. It can push some damage, but I feel like this, for a lot of the time, your opponent has to kind of cooperate with you and say, okay, let's kind of race. My experience with this hero is if you just kind of block and kind of wait, they eventually run out of gas, and then they're like, okay, what are we doing? They still have access to Take Up the Mantle, which is a pretty strong card. Can make some cool plays with that.
Lobotomy is a value machine, to be honest.
Yep,
one of the newer cards that they got access to.
Mm-hmm.
I think the deck is good. It's a disruptive aggro deck. It plays on a kind of a different line than the other aggro decks. It is fatigable, but it could also fatigue you if you're not careful, because you are going to occasionally lose cards off the top of your deck to it. It does have access to Codex, and it's very good at using Codex since it can almost always convert a hand with Go Again, compared to other assassins where if you don't swing into them, sometimes they look at the Codex and think, I can't use this.
This hero also, for Pro Tour Singapore, which was last year's Summer Pro Tour, we put in S large. And
Bonds of Agony.
Only thing that really has changed is Bonds. So
that card was so broken.
Yeah, Bonds of Agony is very, very broken. But there's still a lot of turns where they didn't have Bonds. So the fundamentals of this
but all of your bad turns.
Yeah.
But all of your bad turns were
those.
fixed by the three plus bonds that you played per game. Let's not forget that occasionally you could Codex a bonds and have your equipment turn it on. Like,
sure.
Yeah. It's also so difficult to justify running him when Mario's running around.
Yeah. The more Marios there are, usually the worse Slippy gets, right?
Yep.
We love our reciprocal hero powers.
Yeah, I think Slippy
actually,
is...
you know, that's not even such like a big deal all the time. But yeah.
No, Slippy can win against Arachne. It's just a rather Mario. But you're right. Like, the more Marios, the worse Slippy gets. And Slippy is quite good on the disruption front, but there's plenty of things holding him back. So, yeah.
Okay. Where do we want to put Slippy? Can't go in D. We already know that.
Very
this is-
low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be maybe a little bit of more representation than we expect because he does kind of beat up on some of the greedier aggro decks. But
I wouldn't expect more than like 5 players total, though, and I think that
yeah, so that would be
lands even
low.
very low.
Very low is 3 or less, right? Very low is 3 or less.
I could see 3 or less. Like 5 was me being
3 or 4
generous. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
All right, we'll stick them over there then. Okay. Chat, you're up. Chat, pick a hero. And Thomas and Will, anything from chat recently?
Yeah, there's someone joking about us talking about Prism. So, and then there was a what about Ziggy? So I guess we want to talk about Illusionist. Yeah, definitely. Let's go with Ziggy, and then maybe we could bring up Fang soon. We've got a couple people been asking about Fang as well.
Okay. All right, let's knock off a few heroes then for you, chat. All right, so Ziggy.
Cutie Pie and Ludwig just got engaged. A couple of people want us to talk about Cutie Pie and Ludwig.
We are not the correct. I almost said podcast.
And I'm so disconnected from that scene now. Like, that's news to me.
Anyways,
tell me when some fab heroes get married. That'll be good news to me. Okay, Ziggy had a pretty good performance at US Nats. We've been seeing there's mainly 2 builds. There's the Iris build, and then there's the Reality Refractor build. I don't know if you've tried to build Ziggy the correct way recently, Andrew, but I presume the correct weapon is not that playable. So, yeah.
I think they even said in the article recently the Aphrodite build was intentionally released unfinished. So we'll see some more stuff for it later on. But for now, like, it can do some things. It really can. But you are definitely better off playing more towards the board state with him.
Okay, this is another hero that I don't understand very well. So can somebody explain to me the differences between the Reality Refractor and the Iris of Reality builds?
Okay, so pre-Victor LLing, you kind of had to go with like high value Reality Refractor, because if you ever tried to Iris, you had to deal with a 10 to 15% Victor representation, blowing up your weapon with a block and losing your action point.
With the Clash of Bravado?
Oh.
Yeah, with Clash of Bravado.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Victor's gone now.
So Clash of
most
Bravado
of the other
is
Guardian decks.
kind of gone.
Yep. Other than Pleiades, most of the other Guardian decks struggle to convert Clash of Bravado effectively.
I think Betsy runs it still.
Betsy runs
Yes.
it.
Oh.
Betsy can run it. Betsy can run it. Okay.
Probably
she has
better
no
than
way
the
to
others,
fix.
yeah.
She has no way to fix. So
But
still
she's
just
got
has
the
to-
best win opportunity, probably.
Yes.
She does.
I think her deck is sitting somewhere around like 70-ish% to win a Clash.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Okay, so now we're seeing more Iris of Reality builds. So these are builds that kind of play Protect the Queen, try to keep the thing alive and swing it for value.
No, this is like exactly like Iris Prism now.
This is to go wide, I assume. They try to swing several things.
4, 4, 4. Oh, you ignored Shimmers? 8, 4, 4, 8, 9, 4, 4, 10, 4, 4.
You're not even doing like the Lightning Greaves combo where they got in the Flash. Like
You
they're
can.
they're an
And some
aggro
do.
deck. No, they all do. All the good ones do. They play like, Lightning Greaves and Gone in a Flash, like the one from Nats, and they just like punch you in the face.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
So this deck is very similar to Iris of Reality Prism. You run some defensive cards, you swing your auras, and
aside from the Gone
Phantasma
combo,
Classic.
yeah.
Okay.
But Ziggy has so many 0-cost auras. So it's just like pitch a blue, swing an aura for 4, go again, play a 0-cost aura that gets about 1 point when you play it and 1 point when it leaves, swing it for 4 as well. So it was effectively a 1-card 4 into a 2-card 6, and you're building up board state. The deck is crazy.
Okay, so where does this deck currently sit in terms of position?
I have no clue.
A. High A.
It has to
A.
be, but people dog on it. But everything I see, the deck is incredibly strong.
It has its holes that cannot be fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to reprove itself in the new meta into especially the more aggro slanted things. But maybe it can. I would need to see that demonstrated before I would feel comfortable putting it A personally.
Okay, you can put a high B then.
I think that's reasonable.
What about the meta share?
No,
It's
it's
quite low.
quite low. Yeah.
Really?
No,
I think
I
in
don't.
the United States we're going to see some players, but maybe
but it won't be. It won't be 3 to 8. It'll definitely just be low.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's more towards low.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. I believe chat wanted us to talk about Fang, so let's talk about Fang. All right,
Sounds good.
So this is a hero that is very similar to Kasai. Ironically enough, though, this hero is quite favored into Kasai. There's several ways you can run Fang, but I think kind of the consensus now is you run 6 to 12-ish blues, you run some D-reacts, you run a bunch of instances to kind of sidestep things, and there's that new card that eventually gives you a resource. Is it Draco Fire? Not Draco Fire.
Yep.
It
is Draco Fire.
Okay, so
It is Draco Fire, yeah.
Yeah, so
Great card for him.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid card. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's not Tooth of the Dragon." I'm like, well, if you can convert that one resource, like pre-combo,
It could be even better.
before you have 3 PLT.
The dragon doesn't save you. Yeah,
this turns your
doesn't save your hand.
Turns your reds into yellows, which is enough for him. And sometimes you have 1-cost finishers like Hunt the Hunter or stuff like that you can play later in the game. This is a hero that always seems to have 1 or 2 players that go pretty deep into tournaments, and then they finish 9 to 16. They just never make top 8, so not exactly sure why. This hero, I guess the main reason is because it's a little bit soft into aggro, because you have to go on a quest and then you're above rate, but sometimes it's difficult to get 3 fealty. So, yeah.
Just get
I
out.
think this hero's a joke. I think it's so poorly designed.
You think this hero is poorly designed? I mean, it's a hero that probably they probably should have changed the fealty requirements between CC and limited or something like that, or changed the hero ability slightly. I don't know.
So anybody can stop what Fang is doing, because he does need some small amount of pitch cards, right?
Right.
And if you roll into the game and you don't have Grains of Blood Spill equipped, your opponent can literally lay down their hand every turn, and your defense reactions, your overcrowdeds, your Warmonger's Diplomacies, and whatever random other non-draconic cards just starts to build up in your hand. And
you can only do that with 8 defense reactions in your deck, though.
Yeah, you need to be
your cards all have to block through, and you have to play at least 8 defense reactions.
But if you just decide to not let him hit you, he can't pitch anymore once he's met his mini game. And the number of times I play a lot of more defensive oriented decks, the number of times I've had a Fang break a fealty and then throw an overcrowded into me is just too many to count. It's a really funny thing when it happens. Or if you've ever been hit by a draconic Warmonger's Diplomacy, that's also a banger.
That's interesting. Normally, I feel like unless you're a very, very defensive deck, eventually Fang will be able to get the cards out of his hand and start churning through the deck. But yes, there are some fail states there. I think the deck, if you're trying to snipe Kasai, this might be the deck for you. But a lot of the top tier decks just seem like a nightmare.
I think your need to beat a mini game to be online at all means that every once in a while your aggro decks that you should feel like you're fairly favored into because your value is way better than them, you don't draw any of your fealty gen and you just kind of get ran down before you ever have a time to do it.
Speaking of fealty gen, I think a lot of people nowadays are not on pledge fealty anymore. That creates extra oomph in the deck because instead of pledge fealty, you have cards that actually deal damage. So, but it does create situations where sometimes it takes like turn 7, turn 8 to get online, and even then, it's like even if you get online, a lot of Fang hands want you to have 4 fealty because sometimes you draw like a Blade Flare and you want to play it out. So, yeah, I think this deck literally has like one purpose in this metagame is to like bully the crap out of Kasai, but I don't know. As Fang, I never wanted to see Syndra. I never wanted to see Phi. I never wanted to see Dio. Like these are, yeah.
Oh, Dio rolls up and pulse wave harpoons your one draconic card. Well, I guess she can't do attack reactions, so
Yeah, she
no.
can't.
What are
yeah.
you talking about? Dio just rolls up and said, "You can't disrupt me. I'm going to kill you."
That's that's
Yeah.
fair too.
What are you talking about?
No.
Yeah, this is a very, very, very poor matchup for Fang. But we have consistently seen Fang, 1 or 2 Fangs get quite deep into tournaments. So, all right, I think this feels like a B low or B very low.
Yeah.
He
B
does have
low,
like
very low,
quite a
yeah.
few like players who
Got some
are good
stands.
on him.
Okay, we'll put him
Fang
right there.
Fang is like a thinker too. You got to think when you fight a Fang, unless he goes like, "I found a way to make 3 of these fealties already." As long as he has to earn his fealties, it's a thinker's match.
Sure. All right. Was there another hero that chat wanted us to talk about? If not, we can go back to our.
I see several people talking about like they want to know what's up with Hala, but you mentioned what's going on with that earlier.
I saw
All
some
right,
people
all
talk
right,
about. I saw some people talk about Huntsman as well.
Huntsman. They want to know
Yeah,
specifically your feedback on Huntsman, Damien.
Yeah, this deck's great. I think this deck is at least A tier right now. It beats a lot of things. A lot of people make the joke that this deck can't beat Sledge. That's not actually true.
You have to play really tight.
You have to set up like some really nasty turns, but you could definitely just beat Sledge. It's got a great Acilio matchup. Gone into Fly specifically. You can play Oasis to make the spell version fine too. Your bench set matchup is like the most sketch thing in the world though, like from both sides, because you like Hunter and see Deathly Blow and you go, do you want to end this game in the next 2 turns?
Yeah, like the gamble of putting 4 Deathly Whales in their Vanish Zone.
I think if you play Graven's Call, you have a fine Kasai matchup because it clears Southwards easily. Mm-hmm. And then you've got like a pretty good Dio matchup. Obviously, you're an assassin. You take cards out of their deck. It's very good stuff. You have a decent Draconic matchup across the board. Excessive Blood Loss is a very busted card. In both of those matchups, their whole deck's basically red. And then you just got like a good spread. I mean, you have like a weak Gravy matchup, but if he's on the downcline, I think it's a very fine pick.
I think Dash Out is a little scary because you're running 3 cards in your deck that make you have a 2-card 4. Like the Hunter Hunteds are liabilities in that matchup. I'd hope you can. You almost want to side them out, but then they can win you the game like on the spot.
No. If you just literally think about the math of Hunter Hunted, it's a 3 block if you cast it. So it's a 4 block that gives you silver to buy back your gloves. So the math pans out.
That's
never cut it. You never cut it. It's broken.
But if you don't see them and you draw them really late, then yeah.
I mean, it's still fine. I mean, you hit it, you hit 0 to 60, you go, I make 4 silver. I just removed 4 cards from your deck and gained 2 glove blocks. Like, yeah, come on. Not to mention if you snipe a card out of the hand. I think there's no way to make the Gravy matchup like that playable as Huntsman, like unless you're really to devote like Pilfer the Tombs and stuff. And even then, like I know you have like the unmakes and stuff, but oh man,
it's better, but
it's still not that great.
Also, this deck got hurt really bad by losing Remembrance.
That's what I wanted
it
to
got
bring
hurt,
up.
it got,
Oh, good.
it got hurt. It got hurt an okay amount. It played one copy of Remembrance most of the time. It just means that your codexes have to be like you can't just play all of your codexes on first cycle, and you can't block with any of your surgical extractions if you're planning to rip the last hand of the game. That's all it is. It's not that big of a deal.
You also have 6 Command and Conquers now. That's it. Like if Command and Conquer is your win con, you don't have 9 or 12 of them anymore. You have 6. That's it.
Okay. I feel like this is going to be a pretty represented deck, even though you guys have mentioned some issues with the hero.
Right on the cusp of low, but in medium, I think. And I think
it could be an easy medium. Yeah, I'd be comfortable putting it in medium.
A or B?
Yeah.
Oh,
I do think Huntsman did in some aspects get better after the Remembrance ban, because you don't have to deal with opponents' power cards multiple times. Once you take them out of the deck, they are gone, perished.
And one of your bad matchups, I think, was Victor, right? And
just like all the block cards, the gold main estates, you just couldn't beat his pure numbers.
Sure. You guys comfortable putting him in A?
Yeah, 100%.
Sure. All right, Arachne Huntsman in A. All right. I forgot whose turn it is.
Is it Will or is it me?
I don't know. Let's just start from the top again. Andrew, pick a hero.
Sure. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of things. I think we should take the moment now to talk about the actual smartest hero in the game, who everyone's kind of been talking up, and that's Lyeth.
Okay, so 5 intellect plus the ability to talk a big game. Can you do math is the question, though.
We watched the stream game, and we watched the player fail to do math by 1.3 times, and it was painful. But if they called 1 might token less on each of those 3 attacks, I'm pretty sure that game wasn't close. I don't even think he gets to the point where he plays the third talk a big game.
Yeah. All right, so this hero has a decent amount of evasion, so you do have to prep a D-React, or they can, if they notice you're not on an arsenal, and they know you're not on things like Oasis or Prevention, they can quite easily just name 3 or 4 plus all your armor and kind of go from there. This hero is fairly complicated to play because cards become exponentially more complicated when you have more cards. And yeah, I feel like this is a hero that we haven't seen much, but maybe somebody broke something and has something prepared for Pro Tour.
I think there could be something there, but
I've got
wild.
I've got 3 decks for this hero. He's like B tier. I mean, if you resolve the talk a big game for like 10, the game's over. But I think the most consistent way to play it is like
so
intimidate.
Wildly inconsistent. Yeah,
it's so wildly very inconsistent. I play Hope Merchant's Hood to make sure my hands don't suck. It's like, I mean, the most consistent version to hit talk a big game is the Intimidate version with Bad Breaths, Sadistic Scowls, and Bully Tactics.
Yeah.
But then you're putting your mites on non-disruptive attacks, and that could be bad. Or you're running a lower amount because you're trying to resolve these other Intimidate cards or whatever. He's fine. The Fatigue Goliath deck is also pretty decent. I would put this guy in B. That's my opinion.
Okay. Is this
there is a little bit of a fork to him. Between his aggro and kind of fatigue variants, people have to watch out. But both variants are just lacking the juice to not just get outdone by other decks' power plays, unless everything just lines up for them. I think.
Yeah, I think if you try to run Fatigue Goliath, doesn't Kasai just kind of absolutely destroy you?
Why?
Probably, yeah.
She could just grind you down, and you don't really have any way to really threaten her in the end game, so she can bring her deck down to that small bit where she's just making gold, right?
No, you definitely have a way to clear the end game.
Just do a big, what's the new card?
No, in my last fatigue deck, I played Leave Them Hangings, and you can pitch them down with Rampart and have a Sense Weakness in your deck.
Yeah,
So you can
essentially-
you can intimidate the initial turn with Raisin Army to prevent like a whole blue swing,
Mhm.
and then you can like do it again if you want. Block with
That's
the gloves,
reasonable.
and then cast Sense Weakness and destroy all the sellswords. It's like fine. It's a fine matchup. You play Rampart and Heart of Findle and Riches of Triple Donny, so you get like you get that loop going on. So that's nice.
Sure. Okay. Lieth in low B. All right, Damien, pick a hero.
Let's pick Teklo-Vossen.
Your
My
favorite.
arch nemesis.
This is something Damien and I don't agree on a lot of things, but this is something we both agree on. We both hate Teklo-Vossen. All right, so 2 builds of Teklo-Vossen. We have the Tanklo-Vossen, so this is the one running Legendary Reacts. And then we have Boost Teklo-Vossen trying to get Evos into the Banish Zone and play them out for value. Have you guys, which version have you guys seen more these days?
As Boost. Boost is the most prevalent version.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the deck is very good. I think it's got a good matchup in a lot of. You would think that it has a bad 5 matchup, but I watch them win it sometimes, and you're like, wow, that's pretty neat. It's got a decent Vincent matchup. It's got a horrendous Ocilio matchup on both axes. I don't think it beats either of them. If the Ocilio was like quite good.
Yep. And assassins have always given this hero trouble because of T-Tox and Shred.
Mhm.
Dash.io has a really bad matchup in Teklo. It's a very defensive deck. You have basically an auto win into Kasai, I think. I think Kasai is a very easy, like warriors in general, like suffer into this guy.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I'm well aware.
Yeah.
Overpower is not a suggestion in this with this hero though. I think heroes that use a lot of overpower. I think you have a bad Marlin matchup, right?
Yeah, you have a bad Marlin matchup, but you don't have a. Yeah, Marlin's the only one that you sit across from, and you go, this is gonna suck.
This deck was built to counter me.
Okay. This hero performed pretty well at Yokohama and recently as well. Did the banning on bannings plus hero LLing change anything for this hero?
So you lost a good matchup in Victor,
Mhm.
and then you lost a bad matchup in Prism.
Okay.
So that evened out, but one was more prevalent than the other. You would think.
Mhm.
I think he maybe
Yeah.
downshifted a little bit. Maybe he's like the top of B, bottom of A, somewhere around there. He's still a really good deck. Like when you have a bad Teklo matchup, you have a bad Teklo matchup. You don't win it.
Okay.
Thing is, I hesitate to put him in A. So we talked earlier about how Kasai was like Mario and Acilio are bad, not unwinnably bad, but like not great, but you're beating everything else. Teklo has bad Acilio and Mario's, again, not necessarily unwinnably bad, but very bad. But you're not beating literally everything else. So like I would not put him in the same power tier as Kasai.
None of Teklo's ninja matchups are particularly great, except maybe Kots.
Exactly.
You just sometimes lose the game because you never get to develop any of your armor pieces. Like they just put too much pressure that you just never even have the pitch for it.
Okay.
But he's got a lot of fans, so I don't think he gets to very low. But like, it's the bottom end of low representation, I think.
Okay. Low.
It should be anyway.
All right.
Sure. More low Bs. A lot of low Bs we've got.
All right, it's my turn, and I only see one warrior here, so we're going to talk about Dorinthia. So, my cat has decreed that I don't play Dorinthia at Pro Tour. So,
wow,
we will probably not be playing Dorinthia unless we want to disobey our cat for the second time. So, I do think this hero and its position is quite decent. You have enough speed to race all of the aggro decks. You are a little bit soft to decks like Acilio that kind of just blow you up. You don't have enough sideboard slots to dedicate AB3 to them. Kasai is a deck that traditionally you are probably 40-60 against. I also think you struggle a little bit into certain builds of the Guardians. Valda, particularly, has proven quite difficult from my experience. Obviously, you're bad against Teklevossen, but you have some, home run matchups like against Gravy Bones. You're also pretty good against Phi because you just can race them. They generally don't run D-reacts. The hero's pretty good, I think. If you are a Dory main, I would feel quite comfortable taking this to the PT. What do you guys think?
I think she's pretty good. I think there are a lot of like aggro decks that you can race down. Like Listening is a crazy card if your opponent doesn't want to block. She's got a good fridge.
Yep. Yeah, you can build her either with Courage of Bladehold or Grains of Bloodspill or both. I wouldn't recommend you try a DGA or Hatchet build at the moment, but whether you want to play very aggressively or more mid-rangey as Dory, I think it's fine. The only two heroes I wouldn't want to play against are Kasai and Mario, and those will be pretty prevalent. But all the other decks I feel quite comfortable into. If you get matched into a Gravy, you're going to be thanking your lucky stars. So yeah, I kind of want to put Dory in A, honestly.
I was thinking low A for her, honestly.
Yeah. I think she's an A tier hero.
Yeah.
I think she's a specialist hero, though.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me a little bit of the Worlds in Philadelphia, where I took the agility-based Dorinthia deck to Worlds, and it's like, okay, you have the speed to beat the crap out of Syndra, you have the mix-ups to deal with Verdance, and you just destroy Gravy. So when the metagame is very narrow, Dorinthia can be built in a very, very narrow way to deal with those. But this meta is a little bit wider, but she still comfortably handles a lot of the top tier decks. So yeah. Any other thoughts on Dory?
No, I think that's a good final warrior spot.
Yep.
Dawnblade for 3.
Dawnblade for 3. All right. Okay.
The Dawnblade.
Thomas, can you hear?
There's a couple asks for Archaeo, and considering I used to play him quite a bit, we could talk about him.
Okay. So let's talk about Archaeo. So, how fast do you find Sigil of Solace is the question, I guess.
Yes. You are very dependent on, like, can you find your Sigil of Solaces and your filler screens very quickly, get that little bit of life discrepancy, and then your whole deck just outvalues like a lot of people. He has more go again now than before, so losing Mandible Claw doesn't hurt quite as bad. But it's still not great. I think the biggest thing holding him back is he doesn't have a weapon. Like, he just has something that's there that isn't... It's basically just a worse Talishar that doesn't break after a couple swings, right? It's 2 for 3, sometimes 4. And if you look at the meta spread that's there, I actually think he's kind of okay. Because when I played him a lot, the one near the top that I hated seeing was Kasai, but everyone else was fine. And I don't think the deck's gotten worse. I think it actually got quite a bit better with some of the other cards that came out, especially in Compendium.
Okay. Does this hero deal well with Acilio?
Yeah. You have easy access to AB3. If you want to hedge, you could just run like... I think you could run AB1 Spell Void 2 and just still run Scowling Fleshbag and try to race if it's Arcane.
Okay, sure.
So,
did this hero get anything recently from the last couple sets? Because it's been a little bit of time since I've played against this hero.
Yeah, he got Reckless Arithmetic, which I dogged on a little bit at first, but every time that card's been played against me, I'm just like, holy crap. That's the one where you roll a die.
We're worried about that one guy having a loaded die, given what we saw in one
Dude, sometimes, dude, if they ever throw Reckless Arithmetic at you and they roll a 5 or a 6, you're just like, what is about to happen to me? Like, it's just another copy. It's an unconditional copy of
Reckless Arithmetic.
Yeah. They also got the card that has Go Again if you have higher life. I don't think you play it in any color but blue, but that's because you could make it 6 out of nowhere. I forget what it's called, but it's quite good as well.
Okay, sure.
And then like Chains of Violence. That's a card that you
That is not what that card is called.
Was it
Chains of
Brutality.
Chains of Brutality? I think close. Against
Chains of
aggro,
Violence.
if you ever play that card and they don't block it for 6, like you just go, okay, well, I'm the aggro deck now.
Chain of Brutality. I don't think I've ever seen this card. What is this?
Oh, you have to block this card for 6. Like,
God forbid they got a little +1 for it.
Don't let that hit.
Yeah, that seems pretty strong. Okay, Thomas, you're the expert. Where do you want to put this here?
I think he's probably B. I think he's a very much a specialist hero, so it's going to be low.
Okay.
You think
B
very
on the edge
low?
of A. He's playing some busted cards, and he's a pummel deck, and pummel decks are good right now, I think.
I'd see him in very low. I don't predict
Yeah.
his numbers going higher than they have been lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A or B, Thomas?
B.
B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not having a weapon is a bad problem.
You know, we could fix that with Scab Skins and Skull Crushers, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I could
That's true.
see Eugene eventually playing this hero. Sure, I could see it.
Just-
All right.
Chat. There's one person in chat who's so upset with us right now.
Oh, really?
Why are they so
Yeah, no
upset?
Where's the hall at?
Where's Hollow? Oh.
Where's
Is
the
that
hall?
why they're upset?
Mm.
This one person's been asking for a while now. Like they don't know what's going on.
We might talk about it. We'll see.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. I think it was Will's turn to pick a hero. I think.
Sure. I'm on board with that. Let's pick, well, Ira. I like her. You like her. Let's talk about her.
Finish out the ninjas.
All right,
Yeah.
Ira, Kadachi, something, or
I mean,
Kadachi something. Pretty good.
There was a little bit of resurgence in Shinjuku. There was a lot of Ira players in Japan. I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but I felt like a few of them were flirting with the top 8. They didn't convert, but they were flirting.
They got to day 2 quite well.
And then the Kadachi didn't hold up.
Yeah. That's another hero who you need to be able to target the meta a little bit with what specific disruption pieces. And I think that was easier before Omens came out. I think it's a little trickier now.
Yeah, just look at that big conglomeration there. Like, how do you plan for all of that?
You can't.
And it is very reasonable for your like rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4 to all be in that like group of B tier low, very low meta when there's just that many like that are
you can run into an S,
now.
you can run into an A, you can run into a B. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, Command and Conquer hits almost everything, right? But you only have 3 copies of it, so.
Yeah. I think right now in the meta, I think like you're maybe targeting Dio because like you've got some great disruptive pieces and you can pivot to fatigue pretty quickly as Ira a lot of times.
But like, are you running a race faced in the list?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like you're running it for her. It hits the Draconic Ninjas. It can sometimes hurt Vincent, funnily enough, and Jarl. But hard to get the hit on Jarl. But so yeah, it does good, but it's also a 2 block, and sometimes she needs to block.
Yeah, I can see it. Have you guys seen Edge Bottom builds recently?
No.
Yes
No,
and no.
really.
I saw one, but
They look playable nowadays.
Okay, so
I've seen them. Yeah,
okay.
they're
So
okay.
they're fine. They're playable. I
don't think they're broken, but they're fine.
Sure.
I mean, when she loses Kadachi's, oh gosh.
Yeah,
I mean, she's still an okay deck to put into a tournament maybe.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Katsu leaving could like really impact
Yes.
Ira. Yeah.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, that is an understatement. Okay, so
you kill an entire deck. Yeah.
a whole archetype of a deck. All right, where do we want to put Ira?
She is like the most mid. Like, I do the same thing
Yeah,
every turn
she's-
hero.
Yep.
She's like B tier. It's like
popular enough to be medium though. Like she there will be numbers for her.
Yeah, I think she might skate into the medium.
Yeah.
I think all the ninjas, other than maybe Katsu, is probably sitting around medium or better representation.
Yeah.
Okay. So the main reason we're putting Ira in B tier is that the metagame is just too wide, and it's difficult to build a deck that can handle everything. And
The Toyota Corolla Fab. Yeah.
the Toyota Corolla Fab. Yeah.
Consistent, reliable.
Yeah.
You could still do better.
Okay. Let's let chat pick the next hero. In the
I
meantime,
saw some requests for Puffin.
Yeah, most I've seen a lot of Puffin requests.
Yeah, I also want to get a hero to place next to Dory. She's feeling kind of lonely. So if you could pick something that'll go next to Dory, that would be.
I mean, I'd put Puffin there.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Puffin then. All right, so Puffin
It's a good pick.
has won some nationals and gotten on people's radar. There's, I want to say that most of them are kind of like the mid-range Puffin version, where you just end up behind in life and you're like, what's going on?
That's the only good Puffin version.
Yeah. What are some important cards for this deck that I can pull up?
You could pull up Cog in the Machine, Backspin Thrust,
Yeah.
Palantir.
Dovetail or Palantir, I would
Dovetail.
say, are like the big ones.
And then even in her like medium cards, like Cogwork Zeppelin and Gear Turner are both like super high value cards. A lot of her cards are very overrate if you have one or two cogs out.
Yeah. So here that's when I play against Puffin, they're like consistently drawing a card on their turn, and they kind of feel like a mini Lyeth. Like they're almost always running 5 cards, but having to pitch for that. How does this match up into the metagame? That is, I guess, the most important thing, because slowly they've given enough cards to Puffin that Puffin's card pool is pretty decent now. How do we put
the Puffin doesn't like struggle or do good into any of the heroes. I say it's always just like it's just like, did I get my cog generation online? Because if I did, my deck is like insane. But if I have to struggle to get these, it's like, did I block with Skywarden? Like,
did I draw a Skywarden when I had a handful of cogs on 0 counters?
Yeah, it's just like, if Puffin starts rolling, very few decks can keep up with like the amount of like damage you do, because your opponent like drops 3 cogs on the board and they go Dovetail into Palantir and you go, oh wow, and you're like, that's a lot, and then they like drop a Protocol red and they play a Dovetail again. You're like, this is crazy. And if you ever like Gear Turner hit, that's like massive value.
If they haven't drawn their card yet for the turn and they throw a Gear Turner at you, if you think about what it will do to you, it's an existential crisis. Like, it says on hit, they thin their deck out of cogs, they draw a card, and they could be following up with like a Zeppelin or something because of this. Like,
that's also the Zeppelin issue, by the way. If they haven't cranked yet and they throw a Zeppelin at you, it's also terrifying, because they'll Zeppelin and then Poly and you'll eat like 10 more damage. The deck's good, but the deck's not great. The deck's not particularly good in anything, but it's not particularly bad in anything.
Does this deck prey on aggro decks? Because aggro decks typically do not run
not
like
really.
reacts.
No,
it's a mid-range.
This deck doesn't prey on anything in particular, I think.
Okay.
Like I said, it won a couple nationals, but the numbers it's put up in general have not been anything spectacular. It's just kind of there, and I think people are unfamiliar with how to play into her, and especially how it's almost like a Katsu situation. I think people don't know how to block and play into her right now. She's been creeping up in popularity. She's been getting more powerful cards. As someone in chat mentioned, the scrap card she got last night is crazy good for her, just for her consistency and getting her cogs online. But I don't think, and she has some very good things to do. Like if you Palantir, and take an important equipment piece from someone because they had to block with it for some reason. Like, sure. But But I think
So-
once people know what she does and how you can play around that a little bit, she loses a lot of equity.
Yeah, and other than Palantir eating equipment, she doesn't really have specific disruption to counter the opponent's game plan.
No.
So she either she has to
Yeah.
outvalue them.
You have Conqueror at best,
Yep.
They're not even.
and
all
you're
on
not Gravy. You don't play the amount of blues Gravy plays. Like it might look enticing to play this Conqueror card, but you don't have the
Mhm.
blue base to support it.
There is another issue with this hero is that Dio exists. So if you want to play
Why
a
would you have
mech,
to play blues?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of fans of Puffin, but they're like, well, we might as well just play Dio. All right, where do we want to put Puffin?
I wanted to put her next to Dory, but can
Or,
we move
uh,
someone
hey.
from low B up to be next to Dory instead of Puffin?
Okay, sure.
Do a little
Put
swap.
Ziggy there because I think Ziggy's legitimately like really
Sure.
I like that.
I could see that. Sure.
And then Puffin can go where Ziggy's at.
My opinion finally is listened to.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Ziggy was giving me nightmares for several days.
Like I said, actually, he could be. I want to see the proof of it, but sure, we can predict that he's good enough for it.
Sure. Okay. I don't know whose turn it was. I'm starting to, forget things. Let's ask chat for what I think we wanted to ask chat for what they wanted to do.
I feel like we've skipped Will like twice.
Have we?
now.
Okay. Well,
Will just did Ira. Will just did Ira.
I
We
was
just
gonna say,
never mind.
we just asked chat for Puffin.
No, my bad.
Okay.
I
Okay.
felt like
my
I did
bad.
one
All right,
recently.
all
I could be
right.
wrong, but I felt like.
All right. We
I may have
need
zoned
to
out a
talk
little.
about Mario.
I'm
Like,
EP.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, that was going to be my pick. Let's just get Mario.
I just thought it was funny to keep leaving Mario there.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be one of the powerhouses.
All right,
there's a lot.
D0. Move on. All right.
I like to call Mario like the best worst deck in the format or the worst best deck in the format. Like for some reason
he's the
there was
worst.
like a
best
stint
deck.
of them being everyone complaining about Mario but winning nothing. Not even getting top 8 for like a long period of time.
That's so funny
he's-
because I was literally complaining about Mario today at Armory, and Angela Lorenz was like, "Well, why are you complaining at Mario? What has he won?" It's like, yeah, that's a good point.
Calling Shinjuku.
But aside from that,
Yeah. It's like not a spectacular national season, but he is always there. He is always highly represented. He will murk you if he draws right, and you can't stop the flick. Which that's the important thing. That was the big change for Mario. Honestly, yes, he got his new card into Grave, which people are like running 1 to 3 copies of. And it helps the matchup. I still don't think it's favored for Mario, but it does help. But now a bunch of people are on either Boots of Omnisword or Gloves of Astral Sanctuary, depending on which slot they have more open. And those can be game changers into Mario, genuinely.
Yeah, they're very good. I think Mario is going to be a large meta representation.
Yeah.
He's still a good deck. Like
So,
you can't tell me he's not a good deck.
Yeah, and this isn't to put him down. He's still going to go in large S, right? That's still going to happen. It's an adjustment that the Marios have to make, right? It is a tool that everyone has access to now if they want to try and respect Mario, and that the Marios have to be prepared for into how to adjust their play lines to not rely on that flick. Find the ways to play around that getting prevented.
We've already seen them sort of adapt to this, right, Andrew? Like we've seen Relentless Pursuit,
Yes.
we've seen Reaper's Call.
Yes, no, that they've started
like
doing
that.
it. If you look at Jacob Clements' list, and I think he talks about this in an interview, some of the adjustments they had to. They are making the adjustments, but it does come at a cost, right?
Yes.
So it's something they have to do, and
in
if
his
you don't draw it at the right time, then it hurts. Your
his
equipment starts in
post-win-
play, they have to draw the card.
Yeah, in his post-win interview, he was talking about how the anti-flick stuff was a setback, but they've all kind of moved on now to play around it, and it still works, like you said, but they have tools, so it's very interesting.
Okay. All right, that seems legitimate to me. All right, let's go find a buddy for Olympia. Who gets to join Olympia in the corner?
Bravo.
Levi.
Oh,
Bravo,
Actually,
Levi.
no,
Like honestly, there's not a lot to talk
actually-
left with. Like, there are a couple heroes that we can talk about, but most
Bravo
of the rest of
is
this.
playable,
Bravo's actually playable. You can put him in C tier.
but no.
He doesn't
Why
have
would you
credits.
ever play Bravo over any of the other Guardians? His specializations
Yeah.
don't set him enough apart to make him worth playing.
And he doesn't
No,
have
but he's so
codex and he doesn't
cool.
have Greaves, so he doesn't get the bump out of D tier into C tier.
No, but he's so cool. He's like the Guardian. He's
You
the
know,
original
what's actually
Guardian.
kind of interesting? Bravo has not been meta relevant for so long that I think anybody that started playing the game recently does not know what Crippling Crush does.
Yeah,
Probably.
dude, I wouldn't be surprised
Wait.
if like you roll. Bravo sometimes wins because you roll up and they go no blocks, and you're like, "What's he gonna do?" And then you play Crippling Crush, and they go, "Wait,
What, what is
why
this?
is it? Why aren't more people playing this hero?" Like,
Or they throw,
No,
they throw a Starstruck at you with Dominate, and
Starstruck.
you go, I have been time walked.
You know what's funny? Bravo's already living legended. It was just a different Bravo.
That
Yeah,
Bravo
it was a
was
good one.
broken. The good
That
Yeah.
Bravo was broken.
that Bravo was a little bit better, had a little bit wider card pool, just a little bit wider card pool.
I also got to play Winter's Whale. Oh my god!
Oh, bring it
He also
back.
got to play Okanold, and he had the largest card pool to ever exist in the history of the game.
Yeah.
And Crown of
Here's-
Seeds.
Oh,
And Crown
God,
of
Crown of
Seeds.
Here's how you make-
Yeah,
and Crown of Seeds. Oh boy, Crown of Seeds.
Here's
Can
how
we
you
get that
make
back on the
Bravo. Here's how you make Bravo Showstopper playable. All right, you let them bridge into the Starbow pool for just one card. You let him be the one to play Blue Somersault instead of Ziggy.
Make him revered. Dude, I'm not playing any other hero. I'm in. Like,
If I could pedestal Crippling Crush, you've got me.
yeah, I'm in.
That's what I'm saying. Just
Oh.
give him something to keep recycling those crippling crushes
Dude,
and
can you imagine playing
Starstrucks, and we're
Starstruck
there.
like 8 times in a row? Oh.
All right, so is he going in C or D?
Oh,
He's
D.
He's playable.
There's no reason to play him right now.
Okay, he's going to join us.
Sure,
Yeah.
because Brocilio.
Yeah, these two have a
If I
lot of
could.
things similar. Like, it's like, why would you play this?
Yeah,
This
they're-
is
yeah,
this,
they're
why would
both
you play
buff.
this? Yeah, they're also both buff.
They
Yeah, that's
both
true.
have their chest out.
That is true. All right, okay, I mean, this guy has his chest out. Let's talk about Tough Nut.
Oh,
Does
Nathan's
this
not
need-
here. We can't talk about this. guy.
Does Tough Nut
I-
need to join Olympia?
Now I heard some
No,
conversation that
no.
this hero wasn't that bad.
It's
Well, from who, Nathan?
You know what's really funny is actually Olympia shits on Tough Nut. If you run Escalate Bloodshed, it's like, you must draw a card. And he's like, I don't want to draw a card. It's too bad, Nathan. You have to draw a card.
No, that's wait.
No, but they could just not swing their weapon and blow up Escalate
Yeah,
Bloodshed.
yeah, well, that's what Nathan eventually
Well, yeah,
does, but-
it essentially time walks them one
Yeah,
turn because they can't
exactly.
swing their weapon because you made them draw a card with Escalate Bloodshed.
And then they draw Saga Sinu, and you go, oh, I'm doomed to myself.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right, so Tough Nut generally built as a swing something with Go Again into swing rock value deck, running a bunch of toughness generators like Tough Smash Up, I think is the card that generates toughness tokens.
Mhm.
So he tries to extract more value out of his one card on blocking and then kind of go one or two wide. Sometimes has to rely on scab skins, sometimes just has cards that have Go Again. So a good value deck, but we haven't seen this hero put up anything. And
You just
it might be a
get
while.
flattened by all the ninjas because you're good at blocking
Zero
for like
disruption.
6 or 9 or something on the first chain link, but then chain links 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
You're just like, well, I guess I'm taking 12, sending back 7.
Well, and even into Gone Acilio, who you do get like the full 4 on, like the normal thing, you just don't have disruption. So you're playing value. You're not really getting ahead, and then they just blow you up one turn and you lose.
Yeah, I can see it.
You would think you'd be good into Ziggy, and I don't even think you're even good into Ziggy, even though your weapon says blow up board. I just think you get killed by everybody.
I think this is our first. I don't know if there's going to be none of them,
I think
but this
there
might be
will
like our
one.
first C
I-
very low.
Yeah,
Well,
very
there'll
low
be a
key.
couple. There'll be a couple.
I
Like two
think there will
tops.
be some people playing this.
Mhm.
Thanks,
Maybe
Nathan.
3.
Nathan sigh out like 2 or 3 guys out there that watch our channel.
I do remember that
Hell
time he was
yeah.
like, Tough Nut's a great deck, and then brought Reinar and would have done much better. And it's actually quite funny because we asked
It
him,
happened to be a
but-
fucking tough
and he
nut
would-
event.
he would have been like 4-1 or 5-0 if he actually brought Tough Nut, but he went like X something
Yeah.
because he brought Reinar. It was
His-
actually very funny.
His matchup spread was actually Tough Nut favored.
All right. All right, let's just go through these one by one. Pleiades. We have two
Pleiades.
of the
Best Pleiades players in town.
Yeah.
Okay, I still love this deck, even
this
without
deck
Millers.
This
but
deck is still A tier, I think.
yes, it's very playable. Being able to guarantee Test of Iron Grip is super messed up.
No hero stands alone is broken when you resolve it.
That's the one that blocks out of Arsenal for 6 if you have the right setup. Righteous Cleansing, being able to be looped, is really strong. A lot of them are running more Peck Perfects now to kind of counteract the people who are willing to block, like Teklevossen. So you don't have an auto loss in Teklevossen. It's just very rough. I think the deck has super good numbers. As far as numbers deck, there's anything better than Pleiades. She's got the best numbers
on defense.
Yeah, on defense.
If LSS could print me a Miller's adjacent type hammer, that'd be really cool. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I think that is very, very unlikely to happen.
Well, give us a guitar called the Shredder. If you have an aura suspense and this hits Clash, the loser puts the top card of their deck into the graveyard. Easy. Like,
bit rough.
Let's talk a little bit about the matchup spread because we have a lot of the heroes here placed down. How does Pleiades do into this section here?
Man, Kasai went from auto win to that's really scary. Like,
well, actually, no. I think the Kasai matchup's fine because of no hero. I would always beat them by looping that card. That card's really broken.
But it was auto win, but
yeah, but now it's just favored. In the Dio matchup, you're a fatigue deck. Your numbers are broken on defense, so this matchup is fine. Very favored. The Marionette matchup is very the Marionette matchup went from like really favored to just favored because we lost Millers, but you gained no hero, and no hero is very good into like Kiss of Death because you could toxin me, but I've still blocked for 1,000,000 with one card. I think you have a fine Acilio matchup. I think it's pretty hard to beat Spell. But you can do it.
Acilio is like if you're not tech for it, it's just an auto loss.
You can still fatigue Syndra. It's a bit harder. To be continued goes up to like a very nice margin when doing that.
Yep.
You have a very bad 5 matchup.
Yeah, it's like the by the books have to really do a lot of work, and you have to find some really choice command and conquer pummels to have a chance.
You have probably an even Vincent matchup. It's very hard. That like you don't, unless you draw like Righteous Cleansing early and start just like casting it with pedestals, it gets very, very hard because you give them like a lot of time. Jarl, you're favored into Jarl. It's really hard.
It's slightly favored in Jarl.
They don't have a lot of Oakenolds anymore. Your Handsome matchup is like any other Guardian with Sledge. Smile. Your Ziggy matchup is amazing. You have 3 pedestal Clash of Bravado, and you can rig the Clash every time. You just run them out of cards. Then Josh has I've never lost to Rentia with Pleiades. Deck blocks too good.
Sure. Okay. Is she gonna join Dorinthia in the corner?
I don't know if she might be 1 to 3. Actually,
I think she's like right on the other side of Dory. Like, I think very low. I think since me and Damien aren't taking her, it's going to be like 1 or 2 people might bring her. Because there are people who are like in like the Pleiades purple, they're Pleiades stands, and they really like her, and she is still very, very playable.
Okay. All right. All right, let's keep going. Max.
Why would you play him when you can play Dio? Is the short of it.
Nitro Mechanoid. This hero
Nitro
is being
Mechanoid,
here.
of course.
Mechanoid as text just feels like it's not quite enough.
He lost one of his better matchups, funny enough, with Prism, right? Didn't he have like a really weirdly good Prism matchup?
It was
well,
favored for him, but it wasn't like incredible. Like I beat Maxes sometimes, like on reasonably regular occasion.
Okay. So the game plan of this hero is get out some hyperdrivers, resolve a Nitro Mechanoid, and hit the gas, banish a bunch of things to get action points, and smack them.
Oh,
with the
actually,
hero.
there's one thing Max has over Dio. He has a much better Vincent matchup. And it's by a lot too.
Okay.
If you look at his headpiece that he plays for the AB slot, I forget its exact name, but it's one
that
of
new
the new
headpiece.
ones. It says you can remove a counter from a hyperdriver rather than take an arcane damage. And so if you ever cast Supercell, you gain like 20 life. That's crazy.
Yes.
I do.
That is one of the reasons to play Max. That new helmet is very good.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, it's like Embryo
Breaker
or
Helm.
No, it's got AB1.
Embryo base Vizier.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Card is very like that. That headpiece is very strong. Like when you see it doing its thing, it's like wild because they'll have like 5 counters on 4 hyperdrivers, and all the rune chants just do nothing.
Yeah, his headpiece is like so good.
As a Dash player in Sage, I should know what this card is.
Don't love what this says, but I love it.
It's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Max gonna be represented at Pro Tour?
It'll be B very low. There'll be at least one Max player, I believe. The Max Conglomerate will not have 0.
Okay.
Sure.
It is not in Tough Nut tier?
No. Max is very playable.
Yeah. Max is playable.
Okay.
Riptide. Our favorite pet deck. I mean,
I love this deck still so much. I played it in Armory last week. This deck is still so fun.
This deck, I mean, you've got a good Mario matchup. You've got traps galore and your numbers and the frailties. Like, you've got a great Marionette matchup. You've got a great Kasai matchup.
You've got a good Syndra matchup.
You got a good Syndra matchup. You got a decent Fi matchup.
It's too bad because she's got great traps.
You got like a weird Hunter matchup depending on how Dreadbore lines up. You have a unfavored Vincent matchup. You have a unfavored Dio matchup.
If you're playing Redline, you are a dog into Jarl.
If this Jarl guy gives you a frostbite, you keel over and die. And then you've got a good Ziggy matchup and stuff like that. I mean, Dreadbore is just like a card with text that is really broken.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not good enough to put him in A. He's a very fun deck. If you take him, that's still a respectable choice. You're good into like half of the decks on this in the A tier, and good into half of the decks in the S tier. So, yeah.
You just
right next to Max.
Oh God, some of his hands are just so bad though. You're just like, I win if I just draw any arrow, and you're like 2 pumps, 2 traps, and your opponent passes, and you're like, oh.
But then you block with return fire and banish swift shot, and then you do some like crazy like 5 cards like 25, and you're like,
yeah, or you block with any of your legendary traps that turns off your opponent's turn, and then you just do pump arrow for 10.
Your opponent's like, I will take 15 and take a blood rot, and they're like 3 going, and you're like collapsing trap, and they go, I've lost the game.
And you gotta think there's some Marios you're gonna get to abuse if you bring Riptide. Like if I'm bringing Riptide, it's because I want to abuse some Marios.
Scorched Rose mentioned Riptide is a dog in a gravy. That matchup is super miserable.
You like
better
you
now,
like,
I remember.
You put the endless arrow in your arsenal, and you go, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, you just play endless arrow over and over. It actually becomes this like really weird mini game where sometimes you won't put the endless arrow into your arsenal
because you think it's conk. It's very funny.
But I think when Gravy first came out, I played some games with Riptide to see how bad it was and learned it was really bad. But I think I had a record of one time that I shot endless arrow like over 20 times in one game.
But, I mean, to be honest, like it's not the worst Gravy matchup in the world. You could.
I love when my opponent is playing Riptide. That's not the sentiment I get when I play Riptide. Everyone's just like, did you draw a tar pit trap? Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, trap triggering on allies now is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Tar Pit Trap is so good.
Dude, every time you block with a tar pit trap into Katsu, a kitten dies. Like,
Speaking of cats,
Don't say
there's
that
a
while I
cat.
literally have
Yeah.
a cat trying to beg for my attention.
it's true though. Like, there's nothing ruder than tar pit trapping a Katsu. That poor guy. Like, he didn't deserve that.
All right, where do we want to put Riptide?
Playable. There's
Very
always a hardcore group of people who are always like playing Riptide. Usually, it's not the red line that me and Damien like. It's the more kind of like
One of these days, this deck will be top tier, and I will play it.
One of these.
Just put him next to
days.
Max.
It's going to be very low.
Yeah, that's pretty perfect.
All right, Missouri.
Wait, is this someone to go next to Olympia?
Wait, no,
This
it's no,
hero-
it's
this hero
no,
sucks.
no.
They have Codex, you can't do it.
No, this
Oh,
hero
yeah,
goes
Codex.
no. This hero goes next to Tough Nut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about Azuri in this current metagame.
I just want to say I've seen a lot more of her than I thought I'd see at different events. I thought she'd be very underrepresented, and she is, but I've seen it a little bit more than I thought.
I mean,
Shakedown's a good card.
Shakedown
That's the
is
only
good.
reason. That's the only reason to play the hero is Shakedown
Yeah,
and the
like-
mystery flip.
If they gave her a couple specializations, like she'd actually be a really fun, interesting, playable hero. But they've just like ignored her for sets and sets and sets. I really don't understand it. Actually, her hero power is very cool. Her whole motif and design is very cool. They're like, hey, she came out in Outsiders, and then we forgot about her.
I guess she won that one event. Do the
She
same
won
thing
a Pro
for
Tour,
five.
so,
Yeah.
that was when Zen and
That was when Bonds of Agony was
yeah,
legal.
Mew.
Yes, and that deck list was very perfectly engineered for that meta. It was
Yeah.
wild.
Yes.
How perfect it was.
Azuri had a good new matchup. That was the thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And New was pretty strong back then.
Pro Tour Amsterdam was
Yeah.
one of the narrowest
Yeah,
metas
having-
we've ever seen in the game.
Having a good Sin and a good new matchup is no wonder it did good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds like Azuri is getting close to Tough Nut, I think.
Yep.
All right, and well, we got
Leviathan can go down next to
we got
Olympia.
one more.
No,
Calm
you
yourself,
say-
calm yourself.
You
calm
say
yourself.
that until you're on the receiving end to the things that she can
I've
do.
played you. I've been on the receiving end of a Levia before.
No, she has her card support has only made
even
her
recently.
dramatically
Even
better.
recently.
Losing her huge setback was losing Mandible Claws. Like if she had Mandible Claws right now, I'm pretty sure she would be top of A.
What if we just played Scabskins and 2 copies of Savage Claw? Surely we get there.
I mean, dude, as long as you hit a 4, 5, or 6 every turn, you're there.
And you flip, and you just lean into it, and we flip Skull Crushers.
Yep. Not leaning into it and running Gambler's Gloves.
No.
You
Count-
surely
count
only
time.
roll 5s or 6s.
She's allowed to run gamblers, I think.
I mean, that's how I met Damien. When he was running Skull Crushers Levia.
That was the Nats
So-
deck that I played. Yeah, that was very fun.
I think this hero is in the next set waiting room. The D-React that blocks for 4 and immediately goes
Yes.
into the banish zone is absolutely crazy. Like that D-React is so strong. Shadow Realm Horror, insane card. The card we've already seen, the token gate to Arathael, automatically is just giving me wild deck building thoughts. Like,
Yeah, we have to know how those are made. That is going to be like #1 thing beyond the heroes themselves. Is how do we make this token? How do we make this token?
I think the reason she's not super good right now is because we're not in a slow meta. She really thrives in slower metas, and I used to have this adage of I'm not playing Levia if ninjas are popular, and that's why I haven't played Levia in like 2 years, because we haven't had a time where ninja wasn't popular, starting with Zen being released.
Also, with Acilio being popular, sometimes you just get zapped down to 13, and you're very, very sad.
Yeah. And I don't think you have the
That's
deck
fun.
space to run the blood debt prevention equipment. So I don't think people are running that, even though it's actually quite good into Acilio, Arcane Acilio.
Okay. On principle, I think we cannot put anybody next to Olympia.
There you
Sure,
go.
yeah.
I actually think I think that's
there
fine.
might be one stand for her, but yeah, I would not be surprised to see.
I wouldn't
I
be surprised
like
to see
it.
0.
I
know-
like it.
Josh, after doing the math, I feel like we're missing somebody.
Let's take a poll in chat. All right.
Is there anybody missing, chat?
Nah, we're gonna let them decide their own fate. All right. While chat is looking at that poll, do we want to move around anything? Anything
So now that we've gotten
really.
this more spaced out, I think this was a little contentious earlier about like the gravy placement. Should we move that now that we've talked more about everything else?
Damien insists A. I think he's probably still A. He does really strong
definitely
stuff.
A. Chat said A when you asked them earlier. Almost everyone.
Some of them said B.
Some of them said B.
I was
Yeah,
keeping
most of them
track
said A. Yeah.
There's argument that if Ziggy's A, that Gravy has to be A too. They actually play in very similar ways. So
Gravy has to be A tier in my opinion, and he's definitely good. I reckon be on a run in the medium. I know a lot of people that cook on this deck about a week before the event.
I do think it is nice sometimes to have spots on the tier list that are more representative about like the changes heroes have undergone. So it's not just this is just the thing everyone was expecting, right? There's a little bit more more flavor to it than that, but fine.
It also creates a nicer looking arc. So, because statistically, we should have like a little nice arc with only a couple anomalies pushing out, right?
Sure. Pleiades should be B tier. I don't think any Guardian is really under B.
Sorry, as the resident Pleiades expert, I'm gonna say
my testing this deck. It's just people don't want to learn it. It's a very difficult deck to play because you have to play everyone else's deck, and there's a lot of heroes in Flesh and Blood right now.
I see. All right, we'll leave this poll up for another minute or so.
Oh, they're arguing no Guardians under B. No, Bravo's definitely a C tier hero.
Bravo definitely sucks.
I was gonna say Tough Nut's not a Guardian, but it kind of looks like one. So
Bravo doesn't suck. He just like isn't good enough. If nobody had armor, he'd be great.
I see. Okay, well, looks like chat does want us to talk about Hala, guys. So, guys, actually, Hala has been with us the whole time. She has just been hiding under the Protar Las Vegas banner.
Got him.
Got him. All right. Okay. This is the hero that I'm going to play at Pro Tour. The list has changed quite a bit since we've streamed. Things have been learned. This hero can now handle most situations in the game. There's still some situations that are not great for this hero, but overall, you have the ability to handle almost everything in the game. Obviously going to be built as a Zenith Blade deck. I'm not going to troll and present DGA. So, but yeah, she just Jubiel CYB in my dreams. All right, so let's go over some of the matchups here because there's not a lot of information on this hero, and this hero actually has a very, very low win rate on Talishar because I think a lot of people have not been building this deck correctly. This deck has performed very, very well in testing.
I know. I have more games on Hala than Josh does.
So. He does.
By a lot.
Why don't you tell the people about this?
I think this is the best warrior in the game right now.
Yeah, sorry, players.
I think this deck is better than Kasai. This deck is crazy.
I also think this deck is better than Kasai.
In testing, this deck is just overperformed into like everything. I have not lost to Mario yet. I haven't lost to Dio. You can fatigue Kasai very consistently if you know what you're doing. The Syndra matchup is raceable. Yeah. The Asilio matchup is fatigable. You do this
Is that
thing.
is that both sides of Acilio? I assume
No,
that's
you-
the
no,
magic.
No,
no,
Arcane
no,
Acilio
no.
is a
It's-
lunch matchup.
You literally they flip striders, you go get lunch.
Yeah.
But 'cause you
Okay.
And the reason
put
is
it-
because if you don't kill them by turn 2, you're dead. Like
Yeah.
it's so that you
Okay.
concede. It's just
Dude, I don't know, dude. I just bring in all my 4 blocks and my fillers drain. I just assume they're gone in a flash, and I'll just fatigue them. But if they're spell silly, you just lose the game
yeah.
instantly.
You just hope all those are on the bottom of their deck if they're spell Cilio. Like
Okay.
You have a good Vincent matchup, I think.
Yeah.
I've played it. You just play like this very
It plays
switch.
very similarly to Dory. Like you
You play like
Okay.
pivot fatigue.
yeah, you pivot
Mhm.
fatigue against Vincent.
Grains of Bloodspill makes the gradient matchup very nice.
Yeah.
You fatigue most Jarls based on just Zenith Blade deck damage.
Yeah.
Fi is definitely raceable. You can even watch the AGE stream where the Fi got raced down by Hala. These aggro matchups are very raceable nowadays, and we've added more tech to deal these aggro decks. I've fatigued every Huntsman I've played against. You can even use Olay to dodge Hunter or Hunted if you arsenal it at any point in the game.
Mhm.
We've added Jagged Edges and Touch for Ziggy, and I think Hala is favored into every warrior in the game.
Yep.
Because just like the Master of Warriors being favored into all the warriors, checks out lore wise.
Yeah, this hero is really a combination of all the other warriors. This feels like a capstone type of moment for me. Because it's like I'm combining all the past 5 years of playing warrior, and it's all culminating in playing this hero.
Yeah, when I was editing and building the list, I realized that it was just every single warrior built into one warrior. It's very flexible.
That's pretty neat. I like that.
This hero does all the small things that Dory does into a lot of different decks, and I can really see why.
It makes me think of Pleiades too, because of Blutton being similar to like Test of Iron Grip, and
you do have unwinnable matchups.
Yes,
though.
Tekla-Vossen, very
Tekla-Vossen,
Arcane Acilio, unwinnable.
Arcane Acilio, that's correct. And then I think what else?
How's Ziggy? Is that bad?
It's fine.
It's okay if you have damage.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to use your Jagged Edges wisely.
Yeah.
Dude,
Reinar, I imagine, can just do the thing and outrun you.
Yeah, I've played against Eugene's
Reinar can do that to everybody.
He played like 10 games against Eugene, and it was like 50-50.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, that's funny, but that's also Eugene. But
not as bad as I feared.
Funny.
Not as bad as I feared.
Yeah, it's just like when you resolve Beckensteel, man, does your opponent just start losing their life total.
I should bring up some cards. Beckensteel is like, if I was joking that if your opponent cannot recite the text on this card, your win rate probably goes up 20%. If they don't know that this is a card, it's definitely going to be difficult.
This card is
it's
probably one of the most overrated blues.
Brimming Blade is like the go-to combo with a lot of different things. Edict of Steel is obviously very good. The math on Edict of Steel is like ridiculous. Like the deck damage density of this deck is off the charts. Like to block an Edict of Steel turn, you have to use 2 to 4 cards, and Hala is using 1, and she plays 9 Edicts of Steels. And the blues are not that hard to turn on because you pitch stacking in this deck is actually super duper important, and it's if you do that correctly, you line up with some beautiful 2nd and 3rd cycle hands, and having 12 to 15 damage at turn 27 is just unheard of.
I think it's like actually like hysterical that your 2nd cycle hands look better than your 1st cycle hand.
I have never had a deck other than Giga Combo Bolted where I'm like, oh yeah, my 2nd cycle is actually nicer than my 1st cycle because I get to put all these reds next to what I want. I get to put these blues next to what I want. I get to sync certain things, fate for seeing it. It's crazy. Is this an S tier deck? No. But
I think when Mastery Pack Warrior comes out, maybe. Unless they do the same thing they did with Mastery Pack Guardian and print Warrior Hate.
Oh, if
I think she's the top of A for sure.
If I could play Sharpening Sparks or whatever it's called, or Sharpening Sparks or and again.
If I could play and again,
and again.
Oh my
if you could play and again in this deck,
I would if and again was available right now, I think I would put her close to S.
Yeah.
I don't think the gravy matchup is tough. Some people in the chat are talking about gravy. I don't think the gravy matchup's that tough. I added Guyz to the deck and it felt very, very
just
easy.
like very easily clear ally threaten 6, right? Just over and over again. That's like really good.
Some of the allies are kind of annoying to clear, but obviously it's not as easy as Dorinthia, but it still feels fairly okay.
Also, Paragon plating slowly has become like the chess piece. I go, wow, this card is broken, dude. I'm just like, this chess piece was so well designed.
Yeah, Paragon plate is a very, very well designed card. The arm piece, the Reverent card is also very, very nice. I've quite liked being able to suddenly jump from 0 or 1 counters up to 3, and it's like, oh, surprise, back and steal. It's Yep. What is S tier in the very low category? That is the Eugene C. Maybe we should update that picture with like his Pro Tour picture or something. That might be better.
Yeah, dude with the sunglasses.
Yeah. We should. All right. Anyways, Hala is going to be very low A tier because
I think her matchups are just too good to.
Yeah. Nobody brought this to Shinjuku, and maybe
it
like
can't be. It can't be 0. You're taking it.
Yeah, it can't be 0 because I'm taking it. So it's about whether or not some other people want to jump on this train and whether or not they have faith in this. So
it's quite funny. People tell me that Ripple Away shuts down the deck, and it's kind of painful sometimes. But sometimes I like go Edict of Steel. They ripple me. I swing my sword before go again, and then I play Mana Conquer, and then I go, I don't have a.
And I think that's why the win rate might seem low. Is that it's too the holodecks people have been playing in the past are too greedy and too soft to ripple away in Warmonger's diplomacy.
Yeah, Warmongers is very annoying. Ripple's very annoying, but you could play around these type of things, and by playing around them, you're already executing your main game plan. Your main game plan is not to keep 5 cards against a Syndra and hope they don't end their turn with Warmongers. Okay, so yeah.
All right, that's all the whole list. We don't have another one hidden.
No, we don't. Prism's not hiding anywhere.
That's a clean 3 hours. Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think we're going to move anything around. Okay, so I think I guess this is going to be a pretty interesting Pro Tour. Good job, LSS. Most of the heroes in the game do not suck. So yeah, and Olympia soon will not suck. So everything being having a good amount of heroes in S and A, and then good splattering in B and C. Pretty good. We're in a pretty healthy meta, I think, right now. This Pro Tour is going to be interesting. Any closing thoughts from any of you guys?
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I just can't wait.
I'm just so excited to play.
Yeah.
It's such a fun format right now.
I'll say it is. I feel like even more than the event itself, I am looking forward to getting more information about the next set.
Yeah.
Yes. I think the keynote is gonna be the highlight of the weekend for me, unless things go exceptionally well.
Yeah, as a recovered Lamaya addict, and we have our resident Prism player, like another Prism player. We have 2 Prism players here, 3 Prism players. A Bolton player. I think we all have some investment in a light Shadow set that could happen. Right now, it's only Shadow. But
it's only going to be Shadow.
The potential.
I'm gonna say there is not going to be another Prism spoiled here, but that's okay because we can already get some other interesting things.
Well, are you sure? Somebody might try to stop him from climbing the Shadow Throne.
No. This is a Infinity War endgame scenario. It's all Shadow. This next set is going to be all light, and that's where the Prism reprint comes in.
Yeah.
I feel like we might get Shadow Illusionist. Maybe not, but I hope we do.
You guys are all talking about the thing that's happening in September. I'm more excited about the thing that's happening in August.
Dude, I'm pretty excited for Mastery Pack
Dude,
Warrior.
this game will change drastically upon Mastery Pack Warrior.
Well, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
Worlds
that
is
I get
gonna
to
be-
go to any events in August. Like, I don't know that I get to go to Calling KC, so it's just not as relevant for
Fair,
me.
fair, fair. I mean, I have to go to Calling KC, right? Because Mastery Pack Warrior just came out, so I gotta do something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. All right.
Most of all,
Nuke 'em.
I'm excited about Vegas because we're going to get to see so many friends. We're going to have delicious dinners. We're going to play a really good format in Flesh and Blood. And don't forget, this is the weekend where you get to cash in your TheCardGuyz poker chips. If you have a TheCardGuyz poker chip, you are entitled to one free bet against a card guy this weekend in Vegas. So please cash in your chips now.
What bet are we talking about?
but not in a casino, so
Yeah,
they don't.
yeah.
So they don't strong arm you
we-
out of the
Not
venue.
legal tender.
Yeah,
We
not
will be
legal.
performing street dice games against anyone who has a legit TheCardGuyz poker chip. Please come challenge
Oh,
us
God.
outside
All
the
right,
venue.
we're starting to go off the rails here. Okay, all right.
We'll
We're gonna wrap things up. Okay.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been good fun. I'm sure we're gonna have a good time in Vegas. Most of the team gets in Tuesday, Wednesday, so we'll be there the whole weekend. Come up and say hi to us. We're very friendly people. I also recently printed some black border Dorinthia sleeves. So if you come up to me and say hi, I will give you a black border Dory sleeve. These look quite nice. So. All right, this has been TheCardGuyz. Sorry, no, this has been the Chart Guys. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you around.
See ya.
All right, so about that Riptide list.